Good evening and welcome to the iconic Watertown Stadium for tonight's matchup between the Yankton Bucks and your Watertown Arrows. Yankton comes in tonight sporting a 2-0 record with a 42-0 win over Mitchell in week one, followed by a 42-27 win over Spearfish. Yankton comes in averaging 42 points per game, allowing just 13.5 points a game for a plus 28.5 point average. Your Watertown Arrows come in with a similar record of 2-0. Watertown is coming off an impressive win over Huron last week. And tonight they go up against a formidable Yankton Bucks team, ranked number 3 in Class AA. Your Watertown Arrows ranked number 4. Joining me in this mega booth that we're in is Tyson Zemlicka. Tyson, you spent some time looking at Yankton on tape. Tell us about quarterback number 11, Lucas Kampshoff.
He's fun to watch, Sam. I mean, this guy is – the film I watched, he might be a problem for the Arrows tonight. We're going to see how they can contain him. He's fast. He moves around well. He throws a lot of good football, so it's going to be fun to see him, live tonight. Been looking forward to this one since 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Now 2 undefeated teams. Should be a fun one. The parking lot was more full than it was 2 weeks ago, so – more people came out to watch. It's going to be a fun one.
So coming back for the Arrows to try to contain number 11, Lucas Kampshoff, is going to be number 9, Austin Johnson. Tell us about Austin Johnson.
Austin Johnson and Spencer Winches, those two are the 2 new guys here kind of tonight, and they look the part. They're big, they're strong, they're fast. I've been watching them run around. They're ready to go tonight. It's kind of, they've been chained up for 2 weeks, so let those 2 dogs run wild, and they're going to be fun to watch.
Let me tell you what, I was talking to Coach Hodorf before the game, and he said that exact same thing. He said these 2 kids have been itching, scratching, fighting, and clawing to be let out of the cage. Tonight, they're out of the cage.
It's going to be fun with those 2 filling in for Simon Hendricks, the pair of them. I'm excited to see how they run around. Simon's got some big shoes to fill from the way he played week 1. So we'll see if these guys answer the bell, but I can tell from the way they're out here running around, screaming around, they're already fired up.
So talking about number 5, Simon Hendricks, coming off of an ankle injury week 1. I talked to Coach Hodorf a little bit about him before the game tonight, and he's dressed, he's here, he's dressed, he's got pads on, a jersey, and a helmet, but he's very questionable.
It's tough. Those ankles are really tough. It's not how tough you can be. It's just how much you can really withstand. And for him, it's if you can get him in there a few plays, get him loose, and get that ankle kind of warmed up. You maybe worry about halftime, slowing him down a little bit, but we'll worry about that when we get to halftime. It's get him in there, get him loose, see what his pain tolerance can really handle, and if you can, just cut him loose. The Arrows are a much better football team when he's on the field.
Agreed. So switching gears over to the Arrow offense led by Mr. Hemrick here, number 12. Hemrick is back after missing the second half of last week against Huron. He's got 146 yards. He's 12 for 19. He's got a touchdown on the year. That 12 for 19, he's efficient. So when he is throwing the ball, he's efficient. He's completing passes.
Right. I know the Arrows haven't asked him to do too much so far in the last 2 games, and he hasn't had to, but he's a young guy getting used to this system. Tonight is when I kind of expect the Arrows are going to need him to step up and answer the ball a little bit more. He's been great. He's been fantastic. But tonight it's going to probably take the run game, the pass game, everything in between to really be efficient. Hemrick's going to have a big game tonight for the Arrows to stay in this and win it, hopefully.
So the junior quarterback is coming on his 3rd start. Like I said, he missed a half last week against Huron. How do you think his mindset is after missing a half last week and then coming in against the number 3rd ranked team in the 2-0 Yankton Bucks?
I think it's similar to the first week. You get that first play, that first drive out of the way, get hit one time just kind of get back and say, yep, I can take those hits, I'm fine. After that, I'm sure he's going to be right back in the swing of things, but that will be the one key is just get to that first drive, and you'll see maybe a few more run plays. Very first game, ask on that what you're going to ask him to do. But once he gets hit or just kind of knocked over one time, he'll be back in the flow of things.
Can't really talk about the Watertown Arrows football team, specifically the Watertown Arrows offense, without talking about number 8 all-world running back, Juven Hudson.
He's special to watch. We've seen it for 2 weeks ago. We saw it last week. Going to have to see it tonight. The Arrows have, in my opinion, a much more formidable opponent. And I talked about Hemrick being able to step up and answer the bell. Juven is going to be leaned on at times in this game. When they call his number, he's going to have to deliver.
So Juven's got 334 yards rushing on the season. He's averaging 149 yards a game. He's got 4 touchdowns, 1 on a return. Big part about his stat line that pops up: zero fumbles.
Yeah, he's reliable for the Arrows, and that's why they've leaned on him so much over the last couple of years. When he gets the ball in his hands, you don't have to worry about him giving it up. He's really a quarterback's best friend, whether he's in there pass blocking, catching passes out of the backfield, just running the ball downhill. He's efficient. He's reliable. He is what this Arrows team needs, and I think tonight he's going to have a big game, and I'm excited to watch him.
So we're talking about Juven. We're talking about him needing a big night. What's the number? So if Juven gets 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, is that enough to secure a win?
You know, I think it could be. I think the big one tonight is going to be touches. How many times they put that ball in his belly and say, go. I don't think he needs 30 carries. I'm sure he's going to get 25 or 20 plus is my guess. But whether it's swing passes or whatever it is, as long as he's involved in your game plan, and Yankton knows that. It's not like we're telling the public something they don't know. He is the focal point of this offense. But if he gets in that 30 carry range, he's just so special and so talented. Good things will come.
So let's talk about the Yankton defense a little bit here. So what is your game plan to stop Juven? Because who pops out on tape to me when I'm watching film on Yankton is linebacker number 32, the senior Shaler Platt.
And he's fast. The whole defense is fast.
Super fast.
In terms of how you're going to stop him, don't ask me, because I wouldn't be able to tell you that. It's going to come down to all 11 guys trusting each other, doing your job kind of like it does every week. But again, the emphasis is going to be on him. Where's he at? If he's not in the backfield, where is he going? If he's not getting a handoff, where is he going? He's always going to be in Watertown's game plan, so you got to keep your sights on him. But just, again, it's always going to come down to doing your job for defense. So,
yeah, outside of number 32, Shaler Platt, on defense, who else sticks out to you on the Yankton Bucks defense?
Well, more than individually, said it was speed. When we were here 2 weeks ago watching the Arrows, I commented in the first drive of how fast they were getting to the ball. When I watched Yankton, it was very similar. It was very athletic, fast kids running to the football. That's going to be the biggest thing is if Watertown can stay on their blocks, if they can execute. I don't think you need to try to speed the game up if the Arrows. They like to get under center and pound the ball. Don't get out of your comfort zone. Just stick to your game plan.
Talking to Coach Hodor, talking to him about number 11, Lucas Campshop, he said that they're going to try to contain him. They're going to try to contain him. They understand that he's got special arm talent. Watching Yankton and Spearfish last week, we saw Lucas pop off on about a 55-yard dot to the pylon. And what was even more impressive about the throw was that he's scrambling out. He does it off of 1 foot and the accuracy of it.
He's made some impressive throws in the film that I've watched of him. Like I said, I'm glad I get to see him I get to watch him play tonight. But yeah, for the Arrows, the 2 new guys are back, Winches and Johnson. Their speed's gonna be a big factor of keeping him in the box. But yeah, even if he sits back there and just throws it around, you got to be sticky in coverage because he'll pick you apart. Some of those balls we watched last week were perfectly placed, and then when he got out and scrambled, he was fun to watch. So it's going to be a fun test for this Arrows defense. They've been really, really good for the last 2 weeks. They're probably riding a little bit of a high, so come in here locked in. No, it's a little bit different beast than what you've had in the last 2 weeks, and just like I said, do your job.
So a little bit of change to the Arrow defense. Caden Beauchamp goes from linebacker to defensive end. Caden's led the team with 19 total tackles. He's got 2 sacks. He's forced a fumble. He's been an absolute menace on defense. How much of an impact does the return of Austin Johnson and Spencer Wenches have on a guy like Caden Beauchamp?
I think, his title was outside linebacker before. Now he's playing defensive end. He's essentially what in today's NFL scheme you see of an edge player.
Sure.
They want him on the edge. Having those 2 guys back in the middle and the outside linebacker spots is going to allow him to be on the defensive end or edge position every time. That's where you want him. He's made great plays in the backfield, the TFLs, the sacks. He's the leading sack and tackle for loss guy, I believe, for the Arrows. So getting him there every time, having the offense focus on other new players that are in there that are special and talented as well. Beauchamp's going to have more one-on-one matchups, and I expect him to take advantage, and he'll need to tonight for the Arrows to be successful.
So with Caden going from linebacker to defensive end, how difficult is that for a 17, 18-year-old kid to go from that? So talk to us because, you played defensive end in high school, and then when you went to Northern, you played linebacker. So tell us about that transition, and try to put yourself back into that age, when you're 17, 18 years old and you're making that transition.
It's actually really the exact same position that Caden's in is the one I was fortunate to be in. It is that edge, stand-up outside linebacker. The consistency, just like anything, when you get to do it every single play and every single rep, you are going to get better at that one thing. So opposed to having him probably going, up to the line, back, front, up, everything like that, to get him in one spot, stationary, the whole game, it's just going to make him. It's going to make him better.
Sure.
He'll just get more reps at it. And like I said, instead of having to drop in coverage half the time and rush the passer half the time, he's going to be solely focusing on doing the same job every single time. Just practice makes perfect. Doing the same thing repetitive. He'll be even better tonight, I hope.
So another defensive change for the Arrows tonight is going to be Peyton Bisker. Peyton Bisker, the last couple weeks has been playing corner, and now he's going to linebacker.
Yeah, Bisker, the 2 weeks ago when we were here watching him, I think you told me that's the first game he's ever gotten to play football, or the first year's went out.
Yeah, his dad said it was the first time that he's played football since 8th grade. Coach Hodorf thought that it was the first time that he played football ever. So this kid pops off on film, pops off.
You could have fooled me. I thought just watching him play, he'd been playing for years. So now him at linebacker, like I said, Yankton's going to throw the ball around a lot tonight. I really wanted to see how he'd play at corner. Again, not playing a lot of corner the last 3, 4, 5 years. So I was expecting to see him at corner tonight, but at linebacker, he was a willing tackler. He was sticking his nose in there and wrapping people up. Not what you'd expect from a guy that hasn't played football in 4 or 5 years. So
kid's fearless.
No, yeah,
fearless.
Got no problem playing linebacker at the 11 AA level. So I'm ready to see him now answer the bell. I mean, you got a lot of good linebackers on this Arrow team.
For sure.
Even if Simon does or does not play, I don't know, what it looks like if he's in there. But watching Bisker play a little linebacker tonight, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think Bisker brings a certain tenacity and a certain tenacious fight to that defense. The kid's not 6'3", 195 pounds. Peyton Bisker is all of 5'10" and 170, and maybe they're being a little generous with the 170.
You usually tend to be generous in your own the book that way. But yeah, that first week, if you'd have told me this was his first game he's played ever high school football, I'd have told you you're lying.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So to get to see him play linebacker tonight against a good, fast, high-speed offense, just hanging there like you did week 1, and you're going to have zero problems.
Something's got to give tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Something has to give. We got two 2-0 teams, one ranked 3, one ranked 4. One's averaging 42 points a game. The other one's the defense is giving up 6.5 points tonight, 6.5 points a game. Something's going to give. And it's going to be the colossal offense of the Yankton Bucks versus the colossal defense of the Watertown Arrows. It's the immovable object versus the immovable force. And, what's going to happen?
At this point, the Arrows defense is playing so well. They are on a high. They might come out and get punched in the mouth early, or something might spook them, something might shock them, whatever. But if they stay in their game plan, this Arrows defense is good enough to play with anybody. So I expect a very good game offensively for Yankton. I expect a very good game defensively for the Arrows. But with these guys coming back and they haven't been playing in a while, I just think that gives Watertown that extra, boost of energy and confidence that they maybe wouldn't regularly have in week 3. I like the Arrows defense, and I know they put up a shutout 2 weeks ago. They were solid last week. Number 28, Caden Decker, had a pick 6 and a forced fumble for a touchdown that somebody else picked up and ran with. So I think the Arrows defense is ready for this one tonight. It's going to be tough. It's going to be fun, but I think they're up for it.
So you touched on Caden Decker. Let's talk about Caden Decker a little bit. Young man's a sophomore. You go over and let's talk about the Arrows defense as a whole. Nathan Briggs, Jr., Coltrane, Jr., Schulte, Jr., Sparts, Sr., Bisker, Sr., Johnson, Sr., Wenches, Jr., Beauchamp, Sr., Hawk, Jr., Lambert, Jr. Then you got 28, Caden Decker, sophomore.
There's a reason why he's in there. I got to watch him play last year. He was great in the couple games I saw. 2 weeks ago, he was good. He was solid. He was a complimentary piece. Simon really carried the load for the linebackers. Last week, Caden stepped up in his second probably starting varsity game, and I loved watching him play. I'm excited. There's a reason why he's a sophomore. Flutter on all those other names we've mentioned, the Biskers, the Deckers, the Winches, all those guys that are back, the Beauchamps. He's in the heart of that defense for a reason. He's kind of their middle linebacker. He's their leader right now, and he deserves to be in there. I think he has a big game tonight. Big game.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think he brings again like you know, I feel like the defense as a whole is just really bringing that dog mentality. You know, and Caden Beauchamp is 6'4". He's a senior. He's getting recruited, you know, by schools to play on Saturday. But you know, we talk about him a lot, but it's all these other guys too that we keep talking about. And really, I genuinely believe it's this dog mentality. And I cannot be more excited to see this team that's about ready to come out right now. I am excited to see that defense. I'm just as excited to see this defense go tonight as I am to see those guys on Sunday play.
Number 9, Austin Johnson, kind of lead him out of the tunnel here. He's ready to go. I watched him in warm-ups and I see him now run out of the tunnel first. Some of these guys that haven't been here in the last couple weeks, you know, Simon Hendricks at the front too. But number 9, Austin Johnson, he is ready to play football. He cannot wait till this 9.5 minutes is up. I can't wait for this 9.5 minutes to be up.
So, as Tyson said, we're approaching the 9-minute mark. We're going to step away for about 60 seconds. We're going to take a break, go to a commercial break, and that commercial break is going to be brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
I'm Juven Hudson, and you're watching WHS Football on Aero TV.
I'm Trent Herrick, and you're watching Air Football on Aero TV.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and just in time for the greatest song ever composed. We will sit back and listen to the national anthem, and then we will talk about the starting lineups for both teams again.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's football game between the visiting Yankton Bucks and our Watertown Arrows. This contest is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship and respect for officials and their decisions will be expected of everyone. Failure to do so could result in removal from the event. At this time, we ask that you please stand as the Watertown High School Band, under the direction of Austin Fordham, honors America with the playing of our national anthem. Proper respect for the flag is to remove your cap, stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Active duty personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Tell you what, Tyson, there is a gentleman that is below us that bangs out that national anthem. I heard it in week 1. I heard it again tonight. I think we need to find out who that guy is and get him on the 50-yard line for homecoming.
I'd be fine with that.
good gravy that guy can sing.
Very good singer.
Fantastic.
We'll get him in here one night, maybe as a special guest, and he can just sing it for the crowd so they can hear him a little bit clearer.
Maybe we can get him to fight off some of the bees that we got coming on in here.
Get him up here right in front. He's probably tougher than you and I.
That's a fact. So we're about 5 minutes away from kickoff. We're getting introductions from the Yankton, or excuse me, from the cheerleaders right now. We'll go over to the Bucks and then the Arrows, and then we'll kick off.
Who's getting announced tonight, Sam?
Well, the offense did it week 1, right?
It looks like the defense is over here. Yeah.
Yep. So it looks like we'll get the.
Yep.
So the legendary Mr. Kranz is going to be yelling off the Yankton Bucks. I think. So Cam Corey just texted and says it's probably Matthew Kranz as the singer. So one,
shout out to him.
Cam Corey, you're the man. We appreciate you listening and for the endless information and knowledge that you have. And two, Matt Kranz, if that's you singing, whew,
great job.
Phenomenal job. I'm going to petition for that young man to be standing in the middle of that W.
You got enough pull to probably make that happen, too.
Well, I don't know. But if somebody's listening and can make that happen,
get it done.
I'd love to see it. So here we go. We're we're right at the 4-minute mark away from kickoff. You know, we've talked about the stats. We've talked about the mentality. You know, what we really haven't talked about is this offensive line of the Watertown Arrows. How big and how important are they to this team and the success of this team?
Especially to the offense, like we barely touched on just a little bit earlier, was they really got to stick to their strengths, and that is getting under center, running the ball. Juven following those guys and trusting those guys is going to be a big deal. It was important last week. It was important week 1. It's going to be important here tonight. They do look a little bit, Watertown looks a little bit bigger than Yankton, so something to lean on. Again, it always comes down to technique, alignment, assignment, all those kinds of things. But the Watertown Arrows offensive line has been impressive so far. This is going to be their biggest test for sure, but I expect them to be ready.
Yeah, I do too, you know, and we give a lot of love to Juven, and rightfully so, right? I mean, we call him the all-world running back, Juven Hudson, right?
Right.
But this is what we love about football, and specifically the offense. Juven Hudson can't run for 334 yards or even 1 yard without these dogs up front. So let's give him a little bit of love. Number 62 left tackle, Nash Berg. Number 67 left guard, Caden Beauchamp. Number 56 center, Landon Perry. Number 65 right guard, Jaden Lambert. And maybe my personal favorite, the right tackle, number 71, 6'6", 265-pound junior.
He's a big boy.
Junior.
I'm not sure if
Carter Ingalls.
I'm not sure if I have favorites, but the right guard, number 65, Jaden Lambert, and the power scheme that Watertown runs with that pulling guard, week 1, when I could really had a good view, he was one that was blowing up a lot of blocks with that when he was pulling around and leading away for Juven. So you're right, it's not just Juven, it is this old line. It's their power scheme that they're running. But they've been fantastic, and they're going to have to deliver here tonight because this, like I said, this is the best team Watertown's faced. No disrespect to Brookings, none at all to hear on. But Yankton's going to be a different beast tonight, and I think this O-line's going to be up for it.
So Yankton, we've talked about it, 2-0, 42 points a game, you know, but they can be scored on. You know, last week they went up 21-0 and then gave up some unanswered points and ended up winning 42-27 to a Spearfish team that's not near as talented as this Watertown team.
Right. Watertown's going to score, I think, a lot of points tonight. We've highlighted the big emphasis tonight is going to be Yankton's offense, Watertown's defense. That is going to be the headliner of this one, but I expect if the Watertown offense sticks to what they've been really good at for the last 2 weeks, I expect them to put up 30-plus points again.
So the Yankton Bucks are led by head coach Brady Muth, and the Yankton Bucks do have a lot of upperclassmen on their team. The one underclassman that's on their team that I'd like to highlight for them and for the viewers that are watching at home to kind of pay attention to is going to be the sophomore defensive end, number 70, Edley Amaro.
He was fun to watch on film. He kind of gets all over in a hurry. He's not one of the captains. I'm just going to look and see if I could find him here again right now. But yeah, he's going to be a little bit of a problem for the Arrows offensive line. As a whole, I expect them to take care of him. Maybe throw a fullback, an extra blocker his way. But they'll be fine. They said he is a fun player to watch though.
So right now, looking at the captains here, we got number 5. Number 5's out there.
He's out there
for the Arrows. So do you think that gives us any indication of how many snaps he's going to play or if he's going to get any at all?
I do think he's going to play. He's at home. It's his senior year. He's gonna go out there and give you a series just to at least test it out. He's got the ankle taped up. He's got the braces on his ankles. I expect him to play. Once the juices get flowing for him a little bit, once he makes a few cuts, I think he's gonna stay in there. I think he's gonna tough it out. He was mad he missed out last week, but I think tonight he hangs in there, and he's a big aid for the Arrows defense.
Yeah, I think it's a good indication that he's out there right now, that he's the captain, and he's out there and he's kind of leading the charge. And whether that young man gets 1 snap or 10, anytime that he's on the field, it's a plus for your Watertown Arrows.
Yeah, we'll take it. I think I'm curious to see if he does start the game. I know he's kind of questionable. If he's out there, I'm curious how they move a couple guys around. If they shift guys back out to corner that I think we're going to be playing there originally. But said we've got about 2 minutes here to find out.
Yeah, so we're just about ready to kick off, and before we kick off, take a look at these angles and these views that we're getting here from Arrow TV. We got 4 cameras down there, led by with the captains at the middle of the field. That was Katie Liederbrand that you saw out there, and Katie, week 1, if you go back and you watch the Brookings game, Katie was right in the middle of it, took a shoulder from one of the Arrow football players, got knocked on her tush a little bit. And then guess what she did? She get up and she gets another shot. And joining Katie on the field is Emily Miller. She's the other camera gal on the field. And I'm telling you what, folks, we heard a lot of compliments about Arrow TV in the last 2 weeks, and we got a lot of love. And those compliments and all that love really needs to be directed to these students and to Ryan Remmers.
It's been great to work with these guys. The kids have been great. All the Remmers, everybody, they've all been fun to work with. But get knocked over when you're a high school female, on a football field, that doesn't happen very often. So cool experience. You can probably tell your kids about someday. But in all honesty, they've been awesome out there. It's they're gonna do great again tonight.
Yeah, they're going to do fantastic, so we appreciate everything that the camera people do, that the sound people do, that Remmers and his team does. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And where are we? We're at the iconic Watertown Football Stadium tonight for the number 3 Yankton Bucks versus the number 4 Watertown Arrows, and we are seconds away from kickoff. Looks like back returning for the Arrows is going to be Briggs and Sparts back there. So we see if we can get a recap of week 1. The kick is underway. It's a short kick. It's down to about the 20-yard line. Returned by the up man here for about a 10-yard gain. So not terrible field position for the Arrows as they start off at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it should be, like I said, I didn't expect Simon to come out here and start an offense, but we'll have to wait a couple more minutes to see if he's going to give it a go. But this Watertown offense really is going to set the tone right now to get the kind of momentum in your favor. Like you said, Yankton does have some big boys, and they got some speed for sure. But I think Watertown's offense is going to be relied upon a lot tonight. And like you said, number 8, Juven Hudson.
Yankton gets on the field, and the number 78, Derek Beal, kind of pops off right there. 6 foot, 285 pounds, right in the middle of your field. It'll be interesting to see what Hodorf and the Arrows coaching staff does, if they're going to run at him or if they're going to run around him. You're not going to run through him as Juven Hudson goes right up the middle. It looks like he's going to get a gain for about 1 or 2 yards on a shotgun.
Kind of went right into him there. Just what you just highlighted. They're going to kind of go at him, set the tone early. We're not afraid of anybody. We're going to go right at you. So
that's what the Arrow football team does, right? I mean, they're going to go Juven middle, then they're going to go Juven left, they're going to go Juven right, they're going to sneak in some Himmerich. But I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight. And it's interesting to see how they decided to attack that big boy right off the bat.
Right off the bat. I said you set the tone earlier, but don't be surprised when you get, you start with that. You're going to see him do some play action, and like I said, he's going to have to establish himself tonight. He's going to have to make a couple big plays. Another run, it looks like.
So yeah, Juven takes it and gets handed off, and about a good 12, 15-yard gain. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 with the Arrows, and then who did he run? Who's Juven running behind there? Left guard, right?
Left guard, yep.
Yeah, so he's running right behind that left guard, and who's the left guard tonight?
Caden Beauchamp.
6'4", 215-pound, the captain, Caden Beauchamp.
That's a good guy to run behind. Like I said, but this good running offense here to start, this is going to set that play action. I'm going to see Himmerich maybe move a little bit more tonight. Maybe, he played really good rolling to his left last week, passing well. So, but they are setting that up here. The play action is coming. We'll keep feeding it to Juven until they try and stop it.
So Arrows are going to line back here with 4 wide receivers and Juven in the backfield in a shotgun formation. Haven't been under center yet. Looks like Himmerich is going to put a little swing pass to Juven. Juven's going to make one guy miss, and it looks like he's going to lose about a yard or two.
Tackled by a group of Yankton Bucks. That's what we talked about in the pregame. They are fast. You obviously pay a lot of attention to Juven Hudson, but no matter when anybody touches the ball, that defense is going to flow to it and flow fast.
Yeah, the defense, with the linebackers, they're going to move around fast. It's going to be interesting to see how the Arrows offense matches the speed of the Arrows, of the Yankton defense. We talked about it vice versa a lot in pregame, but now that we're here and we're watching the offense attack the defense, it'll be interesting to see how they try to contain not only the linebackers, but specifically number 70, Edley Amaro.
Watertown's in this pistol offense right now, and I don't remember seeing that as much definitely not week 1.
Yeah, Juven's going to take that out of that pistol formation. He's going to take it upfield for a couple more yards. So we're going to look at, what would be about a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, going to have to throw the ball now probably. And I don't think you're quite setting this up for 4-down territory yet. Briggs is going on the field now, and in my opinion, that's Mr. Hemrick's favorite target. So keep an eye on number 3 on this upcoming play.
Yeah, Cohen Kranz is also out there too, and Cohen Kranz had a couple catches week 1. I didn't see if he had any in week 2, but he is a senior and he's got some leadership skills that he's going to show out there tonight as well. So as Hemrick goes back into the shotgun, and you're right, Tyson, he does pass. He's got a nice ball right over, and he just overthrew the guy I was just talking about there, number 10, Cohen Kranz.
Yeah. Good route by the receiver, just a touch overthrown. Better than leaving underthrown, where the defense can go get it. But got a first down here, going to have to punt. But not a bad start to this game for the Arrows. Just good opening drive.
The opening drive doesn't necessarily have to be. You can't say that it's not successful because it didn't end in points.
Right.
You get out there, you knock it off a little bit, you get some rust knocked off. They were able to pick up a first down. Kranz did get open on the sideline there, and Hemrick just missed him, but it was a good ball. And like you said, better to throw it better to throw it long than short. So the punt's underway, and he just barely got it off before it was tackled up, and it looks like it's going to be down at about the 15, 16-yard line.
We got a new punter this week, same style. Rolling to the right before you kick it. He waited a little bit longer than what I was expecting to kick that.
He didn't wait just a little bit longer than you were expecting him to kick that. I feel like he waited a long while to kick it.
Luckily for him, it was a low dribbler, so he got a lot of good arrow bounces on that one.
Absolutely.
But now it's the matchup we've been talking about here. It's the Arrow defense versus the Yankton Buck offense. Be on your toes in that first play. Don't let them come out and shock you with a deep one.
We'll see if Yankton has, if it's difficult for Yankton to start off in the dirt here in this part of the field. But what we don't see is we don't see number 5 out there for the Arrow defense. We'll see how much of an impact that'll make. So the Yankton Bucks are gonna start off with just a dive right over, right behind the center, right off the guard there, and they're gonna pick up, pretty close to a first down. It's gonna be 2nd and 2. 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that running back, number 32,
Shaler Platt.
He runs hard.
And here we go. Sorry to interrupt, but we're on to the next play.
Yep, they're fast.
They're fast. Chip Kelly in Oregon would be happy somewhere. And again, it's another handoff to number 32, Platt.
Same play, same gap. Just if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing.
Well, and it's nice to see the linebackers reacting a little faster this time versus the last time. The same play, same gap, different result. 4 yards versus 8. And then here we go, back again, ready to go to snap another ball. So number 11 is going to take it, and this time he's going to go the opposite direction. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Looks like that tackle is going to be by number 78 for the Arrows, and that's going to be Micah Hawk.
That was a great play. Good way to get that play out of their playbook too. They just keep pounding up out of that B gap on the offensive left side. Throw that one out.
So the Arrows are attacking with the 3-4 defense, 3 defensive ends, 4 linebackers. Looks like we're going to get a flag. Of course, both teams are pointing at each other. We'll see what the officials say here. We'll take a pause, and hopefully we can get them in on our audio here. We've got them mic'd up.
I think it's going to be offside, Sam.
I think it's going to be offsides, too.
Their right guard did jump, but I think it was our guy moved into him.
They're going to call it on us. So 5-yard penalty on the Watertown Arrows on a neutral zone infraction. So the Bucks will take over here. It's going to be second and 5 on the 34. We'll see if at this point, you can really do anything. You can pass, you can throw with this down and distance. We'll see what Yankton does here as they're back in the shotgun, and he's going to roll out. He's got plenty of room to run. Number 9 is Bolton, and there's that arm. Look at that arm. I mean, this is going to be something that we're going to talk about all game as a bee joins us in here. So take care of that bee, Tyson. Get rid of it.
I think that's above my pay grade. We got him out of here.
All right, we got him in.
But no, that was a good roll to your right. Kind of thrown back across his body a little bit, but delivered a good ball.
Yeah, the ball was delivered well. And, you know, as a quarterback, you never want to throw across your body, but the young man's got a strong arm. He did deliver a good ball on there.
Yeah, good play by the Arrows defender there to break it up.
So now a bad snap, and he's got a wide open receiver that just misses. So Arrows are fortunate there to get out of that pretty much unscathed. So we're going to go 4th and 5, and it looks like the punt team's going to come on.
Fortunate the snap was on the ground here, Sam. That's kind of what made the quarterback rush his throw a little bit, rolling to his right. But we'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think he had an opportunity to hit a receiver there, but the timing and everything got thrown off a little bit with the snap hitting the ground.
Yeah, it's something you rush. He definitely had a little time to sit back there and throw, but fortunately for us, he rushed it. Looks like the Arrows might get the ball back here.
Yeah, and speaking of bad snaps, there's another one. Go and get him. Oh, you bet. Look at Sparks. Sparks takes him down with just 2 hands.
That was a good tackle.
That was a fantastic tackle. I think if you're playing Madden, I think Sparks hit the hit stick right there, as the kids would say.
You know, Hodorf's pretty fired up. When they watch the film, they might say, hey, make sure you wrap him up with both hands so you get him down, just so he doesn't break that tackle. But if you hit him like that, he's going down every time.
Absolutely. So the Arrows, let's see if the Arrows can take advantage of the 2 inaccurate snaps, and then now here of the phenomenal field position that they're going to have. They're going to have it. Are we inside? We're just outside of the 10-yard line. So
7 or 8.
So they do have an opportunity here to pound one in and take an early lead.
I think you got to send a message here. Depending on where you're at on, maybe 3rd and 4th down, I'd really like to see the Arrows punch this one in, kind of at all costs here. You got to send a message to this Yank team. They're a good team. They've been good for a couple years. Deliver a big blow right away in this first quarter. Make that turnover hurt.
So Hemrick comes under shotgun. He's got Juven to his left, and on his right he's got number 22, Spencer Wenches, leading the way. Juven's going to break a tackle, break another tackle. Looks like he's going to carry a whole gang full of Yankton Bucks for a few-yard gain.
You know, the Yankton guys, they all kind of stopped and started looking at him when 2 or 3 guys were on him. You need the whole gang to get on top of him. He's not going down. He sneezed that end zone. He's smelling it. He's trying to get in there.
So that's 5 yards for Juven Hudson on a first and goal from the 8. So now you're going to go 2nd and goal from about the 3, and again right there is number 22 Wenches right there to help lead the way. And who do we got in the backfield here? Oh, I think did he flinch? 78 Micah Hawk in the backfield there with Hemrick. Did he flinch? Is that going to be on us?
I didn't see if he flinched, but I did notice him in there.
Yeah, so it's going to be a false start on the Arrows, so we're going to move it back 5 yards. So we're going to go back to second and goal from the 8, and we'll see if they're going to keep 78, if they're going to keep Micah Hawk back there.
Kind of that full house package here. You got the big boys in at fullback there. Got a feeling I know who's getting the ball here.
Yeah, I think we all know who's going to get the ball here. Let's see what Watertown does. Hemrick's back in the shotgun, receives the snap, hands off to Juven, and look at that lane. Look at that lane. I think he missed an opportunity there, Tyson. You could drive a truck through that.
That's one of the few times you're going to see one man get Juven Hudson down. But it looks like they're going to go quick here. I don't think they're changing the play at all. They're going to keep doing it.
I was just going to say, I think they're going to come back to the same one. I think Juven saw something, and Juven's not going to make that mistake twice. And there it is. There's the same play. And this time he's in. Yep, this time he's in.
I don't know who called that, if there was a signal from the sideline or Hemrick said, hey, let's run that again, and this time hit that hole. Way to execute by the Watertown Arrows.
Yeah, fantastic job by the offense, fantastic job by the coaching staff. And, and like I said, Juven's not going to make that mistake again. I think when he watches that first one on film, he's going to watch it and go, you know what, I should have been in there. But he got in there the second time, no harm, no foul. Your Watertown Arrows are taking a 6-0 lead early on.
He might be just upset about getting tackled by one guy. I think that's probably going to surprise him as much as anything.
First time in his career.
But again, anybody can, blocking a punt's one thing, but then capitalizing off that. Even though they had the penalty, they answered.
Yep, so Arrows extra point is good by Riley Fisher. Knocks in, or excuse me, that's Tom Foley. Kicks in the extra point, so the Arrows take a 7-0 lead. So 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Arrows are up early. And what does that do for momentum?
Again, this defense is playing with a wild confidence, especially at home. Anything like that to really kind of put the tide in your favor, and that's why I was really hoping we could see the Arrows put some points on the board on the first drive. But just now to take the upper hand and the advantage here. I don't expect this defense to let up much. I expect Yankton to start throwing the ball a little bit more and just kind of seeing how that goes for them, opposed to just running it right down Watertown's throat, because the Watertown defensive line isn't going to give anything up. We've seen that for now going on the third week. Yankton's got to throw the ball around, but again, keep this excitement high, keep the momentum in your favor, and keep playing sound football.
So in the stats book, it's not going to go. It's not going to go down as a turnover. It's going to go down as a turnover on downs with the bad snap on special teams. But I feel like a lot of that's got to be caused by the chaos and the fight that the Arrow defense has, showed on that possession.
Right, and I guess when you look back on it, you don't care how it happens, but the momentum is a real thing, and that's something these Arrows players feel. They feel, they feel this type of certain way, and the success that's in their favor right now. I don't know if they called a timeout, but still, they're just rolling right now. They feel like they're on top of the world, and they're going to play like that. They're going to come out and play fast and fearless, and that's what we need them to keep doing.
Yeah, week one we go back to Brookings, we go back to the opening kickoff, and you say you really couldn't ask for a better start, than that. But this start here isn't as explosive, isn't as as wild and crazy as that. But really, you couldn't ask for a better start here.
No, you're definitely going to be able to argue that Yankton's probably a better team. So this start is equally as impressive.
Yeah, I think the start is going to be really big just for the confidence. Last year when these two teams met up on the first drive of the game, Yankton marched down and scored a touchdown, and kind of hit the Arrows with a jab, and talking to Hodorf said that the Arrows had a hard time matching the speed of Yankton, but I mean we're only one drive in. 3 drives, 2 drives on offense for the Arrows, 1 drive on offense for the Bucks. But it appears that they're being able to match that speed now.
Yeah, I haven't. Yankton hasn't done anything to run outside or roll out a bunch. They haven't really. I don't think they've played quite to their strength either, and maybe that's a compliment to Watertown or tip of the hat to them. But at this point, Watertown is making them play their game, and that's what you want to see. You don't just kind of just give in to the other team and do what they do best. Watertown's kind of slowing the game down, which is what they want to do. They don't go no huddle. They don't run around out there just wild. They stick to their game plan.
So Watertown's going to kick off, and a nice line drive kick here to Yankton, and it looks like it is going to go into the end zone. And in high school football, automatically means that that is a touchback.
I didn't know if it was going to quite make it there.
I didn't think it was going to make it either. The Bucks kind of gave up on it, but I thought that the dirt maybe sped it up a little bit. So with 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter, some live stats for you. Juven Hudson's got 28 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown, and that's your offensive stats.
6 carries. We're halfway through the first quarter. Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked to see him get 30 touches tonight. He's got a reception too, so 7 touches already halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, so Yankton's offense is going to come back under the field here, led by number 11, Lucas Campshot. Again, back into the shotgun. I don't believe that they do any under center at all. We've got another flag on the play. I didn't see anybody from Watertown move. I wonder if that's going to be a false start on Yankton.
I think that, yep. Looks like they're backing up.
Yep, so we got a false start on Yankton, so they're going to back it up a little bit. So it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 15.
Again, all this momentum just keeps kind of tilting in Watertown's favor. I don't know if you're going to do it quite like the first week, but knock these guys out of it earlier. Just get all the momentum on your side, get up by a couple scores, and then just really drive them home.
So Camp Schaff is back on his shotgun here, and this time he's going to option to his, to the far side of the field. Nothing there. Again, swallowed up by number 67, Caden Beauchamp.
That Arrow defensive line, Sam. I mean, there's a reason you don't just run up the middle on these guys. Yankton is going to have to really try to get to an edge. And if you're going to do speed option, you need to bust out of there to the right. And he's just kind of moving to that right tackle. He's got to really get out there and go if he's going to run an option.
So we got another flag here as Camp Schaff dropped back to pass on that drive before it was blown dead by the whistles, or excuse me, by the referees. Looks like it's going to be another false start. Hey, I tell you what. Anytime that you're a home crowd and you got 3 false starts in 2 drives, home crowd's got to be happy about that.
You're doing something right.
Home crowd's doing something right. The student section's getting into the game, but it's also that defensive line and those linebackers for this fearless Arrows defense.
People are going to start to take note. This Watertown Arrow defense is the real deal. You're getting more guys back. You still got one of your best players on the sideline right now.
Kampshoff is going to drop back, and he's got a guy just about 5-6 yards. Might be able to get back to the the original line of scrimmage, so maybe closer to 10.
Number 12, Carson Ness. Tackling there by number 3, Nathan.
But now a 3rd and long again. I mean, this is probably the play we're going to kind of see what we've been maybe waiting to see from the quarterback, the senior number 11. Watertown's defense. Let's see if they send an extra guy here.
Kampshoff drops back, and we know he's got a big arm. This time he's going to scramble up. He's got a guy over the middle. Do not throw a flag there. Do not throw a flag there. Incidental contact, tripping 100% of the way.
Yeah, great play by the Arrows defense. They were ready for it. They were running with their guys, stride for stride. And, that's what you want to see. When you know what's coming, you got to execute still as these defensive backs just did.
So good job by the Arrows defense again on a 3rd and 15. They were able to. That's a tough throw for a quarterback on Sunday to make over the defender, into the breadbasket of the receiver. And fortunately for the Arrows, Kampshoff wasn't able to deliver that one. So Yankton's going to punt here on 4th and 15. Should give the Arrows some good field position. This time they get the punt off, and it's short. And touched by number 45. From the Yankton Bucks at about the 47.
Another great defense stand by the Arrows. It's hard for any offense to overcome 2 false start penalties, especially going against a good defense like Watertown. So forced them to punt again, and just keep saying it. Not a much better start than what you could have hoped for here for the Watertown Arrows. So
the Arrows are going to take over 1st and 10 here on the 47-yard line. We've got 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And again, I'll touch base with your live stats here. Brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Juven Hudson, 6 carries, 28 yards, and a touchdown, and he's also got the catch. So we'll see what the Arrows do here. Is they go back in with Wenches on one side, Hudson on the other, and then Austin Johnson lined up there at tight end. So some new faces, some familiar faces, but the result is the same. The Arrows are scoring points.
Is Spencer Winches just really a primary fullback for them, or is he going to get the ball here a little bit too?
I think as Juven Hudson gets the ball and breaks through an arm tackle and picks up close to a 1st down. And let me tell you what, Tyson, you know a lot about football. You know more than I do, but what I do know is that you're not bringing that man down with one arm.
No, there's not a chance. And a guy that just mentioned, number 22, he's coming out right now, Spencer Winches. Great block to set up that run. The whole offensive line was great, but these guys are all just doing their job on offense. They're not trying to think anything crazy. They're not rushing to the line. They're huddling up. They're staying within themselves. They're executing the game plan.
I tell you what, as number 9, Austin Johnson comes off the field, that man looks like a football player.
He sure does.
Super excited to have him back. So now the Arrows are going to go with 4 wide receivers here. Juven in the backfield as Hemrick's in shotgun. Looks to pass, and he's got a guy. He's going deep to Cohen. Cohen's hand-checking a little bit. Oh, boy. No flag on the play. There was some hand-checking there. I think Cohen Kranz had an opportunity to make a catch there, and I think when he watches that one on film, he's gonna want that one back.
That was a really good route by Cohen Kranz. He got on the upper shoulder of that defensive back, and then when the ball was, maybe a hair underthrown, he was able to slow his body down where that DB couldn't get back on top of him. Other than finishing that play, that was a really well ran route.
Agreed, and I think it was a good ball by Hemrick. So we'll see what the Arrows do here on 2nd and 10. I like the aggressiveness on 1st and 10 and going deep. And we got another flag here. It looks like it's gonna be a false start on the Arrows here this time.
I'm not sure what's going on with these false starts here.
Here we go. Yeah, so it's going to be a false start on the Arrow. A lot of laundry on the field this game. 2 weeks ago against Brookings, live, there wasn't a lot of laundry on the field. Last week against Huron, there wasn't a lot either. Tonight, there's been quite a few.
It's one thing when the opposing team has some false starts, you credit that to your crowd, but yeah, it's weird when you see the home team have a couple.
So Hemrick is going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to go right up the middle, and Juven's going to pick up a 1st down. Just a fantastic job.
He's a little short.
He's a little short of the 1st down.
That was that false start, put him behind the 8 ball a little bit, but 3rd and short now. You really got 2 downs to go for it though. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Okay, my mistake. Juven's doing a really good job of getting behind that offensive line. He's being patient as the B joins us. He's being patient and finding that hole, and then he's really hitting the hole hard.
Yeah, I don't know why I expected anything less from this Watertown offensive line. They are giving him some great holes. He's not really getting touched till he's a yard or 2 downfield on something, even just getting a hand brushing on him. So credit to the offensive line, like we've said a dozen times over the last couple of weeks.
So Hemrick's going to move Juven to his left, and then Wenches is off to his right, but we got a timeout by the Arrows. We'll take this opportunity to take a timeout in the booth. This timeout brought to you by Watertown Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
This is Nathan Lamb, class of 98, member of the 1996 state championship football team. And you're watching Watertown football on Arrow TV.
My name is Landon Perry, and you're watching high school Arrow football on Arrow TV.
Center, Watertown Family Eye Care, Glacial Lakes Rubber and Plastic, American Bank and Trust.
Okay, and we are back. So if you, for those of you that are at home watching on the YouTube, watching on Arrow TV, let us know where you're at. You know, you can interact with us. You know, instead of sending us text messages that are, you know, a little distracting for one of our softball buddies. You know, put some comments on YouTube and let everybody see them.
Hey, it was cool to see Nathan Lamb on the commercial break.
It was
there.
good to see Nathan Lamb on the commercial break.
I didn't expect that. It's always good seeing Nathan Lamb.
Such a good guy, a phenomenal football coach, and you know, an all-time Watertown Arrow.
A legend on the football field here.
Absolutely. So Hemrick goes back under shotgun. This time he's going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to be patient. He's going to try to go under or between the left guard and the left tackle there, and he gets swallowed up pretty quick. It's going to bring up a fourth down, and not only is it going to bring up a fourth down, it's also going to bring up a decision.
I think right now at this point of the game, I think the Arrows are going to go for it. They're going to roll the dice. You're not going to get a whole lot out of punt here anyway. Juven's got to be averaging 3-4 yards a touch, and looks like you got fourth and a long two. So
yeah,
we'll see what they dial up here.
Juven's got 9 carries for 53 yards.
You get number 78 back there in the backfield again, Mike Hawk.
So we'll see what they do here as Juven's back behind Hemrick, and Hemrick's going to hand off to Juven. They're going to run the same play that they ran the touchdown on. And look at Juven go! Look at Juven go. You can't make it up. You go, if it works once, it might work twice, and this time it works 3 times.
When you only need 3 yards and you get a 30-yard touchdown, you'll take that every time, huh? That's probably more of a 35-yard touchdown. But
you know, that offensive line just continues to do such a phenomenal job and just blow open these holes that you can drive a Mack truck through.
It's so good they put their nose guard in there at fullback and follow him, say, why not? Let's put as many big guys on the field as we can, see if you can stop us.
Just absolutely sensational job by those hogs up front, doing a good job of, you know, and Juven Hudson being patient, running through them. And hats off to Hodorf. You know, fourth down, you know, you can punt and try to pin him back. Nope. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna bang one home for 30 yards.
You saying hog? Speaking of guy, we were just talking about Nathan Lamb. That's what he'd be proud of, seeing as many offensive linemen on the football field as possible and blowing up in those big holes for Juven Hudson.
Yeah, somewhere Nathan Lamb might. Well, Nathan Lamb, head coach of Dubrow.
Yeah, he's
now,
not
right?
watching right now.
He's definitely not watching now. He's got more important things to do. But you know he's gonna watch later, because once an arrow, always an arrow.
Yep. Let's say when he finds out there's 6 offensive linemen on the field at one time, he's probably going to tune in to see what happened on that play.
So a 35-yard touchdown run by Juven Hudson brings the stat line out to 10 carries for 88 yards, not 1, but 2 touchdowns.
You know, and again, we talked about it 2 weeks ago when Simon kind of got dinged up. If you don't need to put him in there, if you can save him, I mean, we're a long ways from saying this game is under control, but you're not going to probably put him in there when you got a 14-point lead.
No, I mean, but again, you can't ask for a better start. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. You're up 14-0 on a team that's ranked higher than you in the standings.
Yeah, this has been a great start for the Arrows. I'll say it for the 13th time out tonight. Not much better than you could have drawn it up, but 3.5 quarters yet to go. What are we up to for touches there for Juven?
So he's got 10 carries, 1 catch, 11 touches.
11. When I said 30 touches in the game, I guess I might have been shortchanging him a little bit.
You may have been thinking 30 touches in the first half.
Whatever it takes to win the game.
So the Arrows are going to kick off here, and going to get a nice kick. It's going to be returnable for the Bucks at about the 15. Number 12 is going to take that. He's going to make a guy miss, but he's going to be met by a slew of Arrow defenders, and they're going to take him down.
Number 42 for the Arrows was in on the majority of that tackle.
Yeah, it's going to be Aaron Fishback, 5'10" junior.
So just, you know, when the defense is playing good, it seems to feed over to special teams. That's where a lot of those guys play. The defense, special teams kind of guys usually interchange. Special teams has been just as good as defense has this year.
And don't blink, Tyson, but the Yankton Bucks offense is back on the field, and they're ready to go. So they're going to take over at 1st and 10 on the 26. As Kampshoff is going to stay with shotgun formation here. This time he's going to hand off, and he's going to get swallowed up again. It's just an absolutely incredible job by that Arrows defensive line.
Again, from the film I watch, I'm continue to be surprised. They just keep trying to pound it up the middle. They are fast, and I thought they'd try to get more to the outside. Watertown's defensive line isn't giving you anything right now.
Kampshoff back at it again. This time he receives the snap and he's looking to throw. He's got a man down on the sideline. It's a good adjustment by the Yankton receiver. But number 3, Nathan Briggs, right in there. Makes a great play, knocks up the pass. Incomplete.
He's not getting as many offensive looks right now, but he's not going down a gear at all on defense. He's ready to go. They're all locked in. I'd be curious to ask some of these guys if they look forward to playing offense more or defense more.
Yeah, I think they're just looking forward to play. I mean, it's a sensational football team, and don't blink. Here we go again. So back at it. This time he's under center again, or excuse me, under shotgun again. He's going to scramble out. He's got a guy. That's number 4 for Yankton. That's Tucker Gilmore.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen eventually. You're not going to be able to contain these guys all night. A little extra scramble drill to the left. Finds a guy, finds a guy wide open. But way to stick with it, way to get him down, make the tackle, and live to fight another down here.
Yeah, right over the middle of the field. Great pass, great catch. This time the snap's off again, and he gets it off here to the running back, number 32. Swallowed up again by your Arrows defense, and that time it's number 9. Welcome back, Austin Johnson.
He's happy to be back.
So Yankton's going to take over here, second down after the tackle by Austin Johnson, and Kampshoff's back at it again. Trying not to give this Arrow defense a time to adjust or sub. Another ball here, another incomplete as he misses his receiver on the far sideline.
I think that was number 65 or 67 had her hand up, forced kind of a high overthrow pass there. This defensive line, whether it's running the ball or just pass brush, they're all over it tonight.
Yeah, he was looking for number 1 Austin Goebel, but the Arrow defense is suffocating at this point. So Yankton's going to have the ball, 3rd and 10. They're on the 42-yard line. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And Kampshoff is ready to receive it again. Drops back, just about a 3-step drop. Throws a little duck across the field. It's going to be incomplete. A phenomenal catch by number 81, but ref says incomplete pass. Must not have had control as he went to the ground.
I think he just was out of bounds. We got a penalty here in the backfield. I was looking down at the ball and I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't see the penalty either. I mean, typically when there's a penalty on that part of the field, it's typically holding, no?
You're right. I don't know if it was late enough or was the quarterback got hit around here. We're going to find out. I would. Do you decline the same or not a holding call?
You got 4th and 10, and Yankton's in a good spot to where they could go for it. We'll see what if Hodorf is going to accept that or if he's going to decline it.
I think he's going to decline it and make a punt here.
Yeah, he is going to decline it. So it's going to be 4th and 10 for the Bucks.
The right call.
Yep, I agree.
Coach sends the punt team out right away. You don't make the right decision.
Yeah, and if you're Yankton, I mean, you do want to punt here. If you can pin the Arrows offense back, the Arrows offense has been able to do whatever they want with that big offensive line of Juven Hudson. So we'll see if they actually punt. So it's going to be 4th and 10 on the 42. A minute 57 left in the first quarter, and the Yankton's special teams is out here to punt.
Keep an eye on number 35 here at the bottom. He's coming. Oof.
So they just missed him, and the punt is going to be short, and Briggs is going to wave his hand for a fair catch, which he catches cleanly.
They really are letting them come free off the edges every time. If they're just one step tighter, they're just about ready to block that.
I think at some point in time in this game, if the Yankton special teams don't solidify that edge, it's gonna get blocked.
Yeah, we have highlighted the Arrows offense now in the Arrows offensive line and the Arrows defense. This special teams has been firing since week 1. They've been fantastic.
So a big difference between the Arrows offense and the Bucks offense. The Arrows offense is more meticulous, strategic, huddles up, takes their time. And with the Yankton offense, it's fast, quick. But what we're seeing is a 14-0 lead from the Arrows.
Yeah, we barely get any commentary, which is probably the audience at home is probably happy about.
But somewhere people are smiling now.
They probably are.
So Himrick is going to start off under shotgun. We got a timeout by Yankton.
Timeout, Yankton Bucks.
So Yankton, that's the second timeout?
Yeah, you hate to waste one right there, too. You just came off the sideline. Everybody should know what they're doing and where to line up. Coach is not happy about wasting timeout right there.
Yeah, I don't think that head coach Brady Muth came into this and thought, you know what, if we called 2 timeouts with 1 minute and 49 seconds left in the first quarter, we're in good shape.
No, I mean, I didn't know if this was going to be a whole huddling up by the whole team and maybe a wake-up call or not, but I think the defense is probably catching most of that right now. Again, Watertown's still got to stay in here and answer it. We got a lot of game left. Go down, get some points on the board right now, and really, punch him in the gut right now and knock the wind out of him.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get some time of possession here. Maybe give the Arrows defense a little bit of a break. See if they can pick up a couple of first downs. The 35-yard runs, the 80-yard runs, they're fantastic and they put points on the board. But if you can if you can sustain a drive here and keep that defense on the field for a little bit, that really sucks the momentum out of that Yankton defense.
Yeah, the Yankton defense, other than getting just tired, they got to feel almost just defeated at this point. They're not used to this either, so.
No, they're used to controlling games, and this is the first time they've trailed all season. So Himrick is going to go out to Briggs, and Briggs is going to make 2 guys miss, and then 2 more are going to follow him up and take him down for a short gain.
Yeah, Nathan Briggs says, don't forget I'm out here too, guys. He wants the ball out too. Juven's got plenty of touches this quarter.
For sure.
He's out there breaking up passes. He wants to get the ball thrown to him too. Breaks 2 tackles, gets a few yards. Only really ended up getting a yard, but he caught it behind the line. So good way to make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, for sure. But it also goes back to what we were just talking about. Hodorf may want to slow it down a little bit, pick up a couple of first downs, give a couple of other guys some touches. And Juven's out. You can't take Juven out. He's always a threat while he's in there. Now this time they're going to be lined up under center under a traditional I formation with Wenches as the fullback. We'll see which way this goes. So Himrick's going to hand off to Juven, and Juven's going to go right off the left guard, and between the left guard and left tackle, he's going to pick up just a couple.
Well, like we talked about at the start of the game, now is where we have to see Mr. Himrick step up. It's 3rd and 5, 6 yards here. You're expecting him to have to throw the ball. Is he going to be able to answer the bell? Keep the ball with the offense here. Move the chain. We're going to see what they're going to do. I don't know if I expect them to drop or just go into play action, but just straight drop back pass or roll out here. We're going to see what Watertown's going to dial up.
This is a big first down. This is a big conversion here, a big 3rd down to convert into a first down. This is a big play. It could be a big momentum swinger, and we could go back to this play at the end of the game and talk about this is where the game was won or lost. As Himrick drops back to pass, he's got some time.
There's this guy.
He's got some time, and there he is. He hits Briggs on a crossing route.
It's really close.
It's going to be really close. But kudos again to that offensive line. They gave him a nice pocket. They gave Himrick time to find a guy, and then he's able to find Briggs pop off over the middle.
Man, this is tough. I mean,
are they going to have a measure?
They're going to check.
They're going to have a measure? Yeah, let's have a measure here.
I'll tell you this. Hordorf's a better, smarter coach than I am, better man than I am. But if it's me right now, it's easy for me. I'm up here in the booth, but if it's short here, I put all 6 offensive linemen back in there, keep Winston there as a fullback, and I pound it down their throat.
They have not. Yankton's defense has not proven that they can beat that off tackle play on the right side, running behind Carter Ingles, running behind Spencer Wenches,
Micah Hawk.
I mean, they have not proven that they can do that.
We're going to see how close. I don't know if we're going to be able to see with the players in front of us. 4th down, a little short. Well, let's see what they do here.
6 inches.
The offense is. I think.
Looks like they're going to go out and punt.
Short, it'll be 4th and a half a yard.
Well, they do that rolling to the right punt deal. So we'll see if he ends up tucking it and going. Not a bad call here if you do punt it. I totally understand.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's not really a right or wrong answer here. I mean, like you said, I mean, Hodorf knows more about football than you and I. I mean, that man's probably forgotten more about football than you and I know. So, stand by his decision here to punt on 4th and inches. But
that being said, we'll see if they got a trick up their sleeve here.
Well, number 22 for the Arrows is back to punt here, and that's going to be Spencer Wenches.
He rolls to his right. I wish we had that left-footed punter that we had in. I don't know if that was Briggs a few weeks ago. So not as much sideline if you're coming to the right on the fake punt.
It's a pretty good athlete back there punting. We'll see what he does. Briggs is going to go in motion, and Wenches is going to punt it off. He gets a good one away. Good hang time over the head of number 4. Fortunately, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't take an Arrows bounce. But
he didn't get the bounce that he had on the dribbler.
He sure didn't. But that's a sensational punt by Wenches. Welcome back.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's always easy to look back on it Saturday morning and say, God, they could have went for it there. But nothing wrong with this. Your defense is playing great. Not really giving up much. I don't disagree at all with the punt there.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the punt either. It's going to back up the Bucks. It's going to force them to move the ball, and they haven't proven that they can do that yet. So here we go again with 1st and 10 on the 32, and Kampshoff is going to be in the shotgun. He's going to drop back and pass again. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to step up into the pocket. He's got a guy wide open. Arrows are incredibly fortunate there that Camp Schaff was not able to touch base with Austin Goebel on that. Otherwise, he's walking into the end zone for 6.
That is something that we have not seen on camera lately. We've seen guys not even close to that wide open. The ball has been a strike. That might have been one where he's so wide open, you try to do something a little special on it. And
there's about 10 yards of separation between the wide receiver and the defensive back.
He just missed him.
Camp Schaff is going to stay in the shotgun. This time he's got a running back to his left. And again, this time he throws a dangerous pass on a quick slant route. Looks like that's to number 12 for the Bucks. That's going to be Carson Ness.
Austin Johnson up for the tackle.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5 here with 19 seconds left, and you know that Yankton's going to snap this ball, and they're going to get another play off before the end of the quarter. This time he's going to bootleg out on his weak side. It throws against his body, and again, but fantastic defense there. That's a very tough pass to make with 35 Owen Sparks right on top of him.
Yeah, he undercut down a little bit. Sparks said he knew where if the ball was going to be there, he would have knocked it down. Might look like he had him by a step, but that was really good coverage again by the Arrows.
Yeah, fantastic coverage by the Arrows. Yankton offense is going to go 3 and out. They're not able to move the ball. The defense is flying all over the place. We talked about the speed of the Yankton Bucks offense. Let's give some credit to the speed of the Arrows defense. So Yankton's going to go back and they're going to punt. This time they get it off, and again, it's a shallow punt that takes a Yankton bounce, and it's going to go all the way to about the 20-yard line. So there you have it, folks. At the end of the first quarter, your Watertown Arrows are up 14-0 against the 3rd-ranked undefeated Yankton Bucks. We'll take this time to go on a commercial break. Commercial break brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
I'm Caden Beauchamp, and you're watching Watertown Football on Arrow TV.
@gmail.com.
All right, and we are back just in time to see the Watertown Arrow offense come back onto the field. So at the end of the first quarter, Juven Hudson had 11 carries for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. We'll see if he can expand on that as he takes a sweep, this time going to the right side, and he gets swallowed up pretty quick. So the Arrows will go back, they'll huddle up, they'll wait for the call to come in from Coach Hodorf. And when they convene here, it'll be 2nd and 12 on the 18.
So maybe now is here where you're expecting to hit you with some play action. You know, a lot of people know that Arrow's been running the ball a lot here. Let's see if you can suck him up with the play action pass here and see if Mr. Hemmer can hit him over the top with something.
You know, it'd be really nice to see a hard play action here. If you can stick that ball right in Juven's stomach, pull it out, and hit Briggs on the sideline for, let's call it an 82-yard touchdown.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're in the I formation this time, and they are going to play action. And Hemrick's got some time. He's going to look for Wenches. Wenches is going to break a tackle, and nice play.
Yeah, we're doing our best roll impersonation up here.
Well, you know, the play action we missed on the 82-yard touchdown to Briggs. But
I guess if we get one of the two, that's not so bad.
You know what? We'll take it. We'll take the first down.
But that's what we talked about. When he needs to step up, that's when he needs to deliver. He delivered, I thought, on the previous 3rd down play where it may or may not have been a good spot. They didn't quite convert, but those are the plays that Hemrick's always making. This Arrows offense is super, super tough.
Yeah, you know, when Hemrick's completing passes like that, it's an impressive throw. It's a good job of you know, showcasing his composure as he has. As the pocket was collapsing, he was able to scramble out, move out, come over to the left side, and find Wenches.
We getting a sideline warning here, or what do we got going on? Or is the clock? The teams weren't even lined up yet, so.
You know, going back to week 1 with a sideline warning, Arrows got a sideline warning in week 1. I did not see that they had one in week 2. Looks like the officials over there talking to Coach Hodorf.
Is something wrong with the clock? Because he's looking up this direction. Was the clock not running that last play by chance? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, I know that I'm pretty happy that we're here and that we don't have the they put 15 seconds back on the clock. So instead of 10:50, it's going to be 11:05.
They must not have stopped the clock when the chains were being reset. They don't do that anymore. I'm not sure what the holdup was there.
Yeah, the clock would stop until the ball was put down. You know, after the first down, but as soon as the ball's down, the clock should go.
Maybe they never stopped it.
Somebody smarter and better looking than us could tell us that. What we do know is that it's 1st and 10, 11 minutes and 5 seconds left in the in the second quarter, in the first half. Arrows got a 14-0 lead. Really able to move the ball primarily on the ground on the right side.
Yeah, with that new fullback in there, Spencer Winches. Not only so that he can block, but he can catch too.
Henrik's going to be under center here. He's going to send Briggs in motion, and this time he's going to play action again to Juven. He's going to roll out to his left. He had a guy there, but that's a tight window to throw it in, and it's picked off by the Bucks, and that's going to be number 4, Tucker Gilmore. Tough play by Henrik there. He's got a small window to throw it in. He's got to get it over a 6'4" frame in Yankton and drop it in there. Looks like he was looking for Briggs again.
Yeah, that was a tough throw. Every now and then you just got to take them and eat them. Interceptions obviously happen. It's part of the game. That's one you try to hope to avoid if you can.
I mean, you as a Cowboys fan, you know all about interceptions as part of the game.
See them all the time.
So Yankton's going to take over, 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line, just under 11 minutes left. And we're going to see Camp Schaaf back shotgun. This time he's going to sweep right, and that's going to be to number 16. He's going to make a guy miss. He's going to make another guy miss. He's going to get pushed out of bounds by number 35, Owen Sparts.
Again, to me, that is really Yankton's strength. They're going to have to get wide, and force Watertown to make some open field tackles, which Watertown can obviously do, but their speed is definitely their strength. They're going to have to keep going to that more often.
Yeah, so, Camp Schaaf is throwing the ball 10 times here as he drops back to try to throw it in a number 11th time. Breaks 2 tackles, just a sensational play by Camp Schaaf before Briggs is finally able to take him down.
Tackle by number 67, Caden Beauchamp, and number 3.
Yeah, the announcer said Mr. Beauchamp made the tackle, but he slipped out of his hands a little bit. Briggs ended up getting him down.
Yeah, Briggs is going to get credit for that one. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 as Camp Schaaf is going to might get a false start there on Yankton. I think that's going to be on the right tackle there. I got to see his number. Is that 58, 68? Yeah, it's going to be a false start on Yankton. It's going to be on number 68. That's going to be Lucas Cordell, 6'3", 240-pound junior.
I'm not sure if you were watching the field goal team here in warm-up, so we'll see how much Yankton can maybe get back here, see if they're planning on going for 4 downs or if they got a kicker that.
I think depending on what happens here, this is going to be 4-down territory for Yankton. He's going to drop back and pass again. This time he's going to hit an open receiver, and that's going to be number 12. Carson Ness again.
Just over Winch's number 22's reach. But a good throw and catch by the Yankton Bucks there.
Yeah, Camp Schaaf does a nice job. He throws the ball a lot. He's thrown more than any other offense that we've seen to date. So he's going to drop back. He's going to throw again. This time he's got a sight set on number 1, and he's locked up. And he's going to roll up for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of scanning the field that time by young Camp Schaaf. He really locked in on number 1, and that's going to be Austin Goebel. It seems to be his favorite receiver.
He's still starting to get in that mindset of I'll do it myself. Give me a little space and I'll take off and run.
This time he's going to throw a quick screen pass here, and number 14 is going to get a couple of yards. He's going to be slammed down to the ground there by the Arrows number 16, and that's Shea Coulter.
Is he just a little short of a 1st down?
Yeah, I think he's going to be no, I think he's going to have it. I think they're going to spot it at the 7. It's going to be a 1st and goal. Are they going to ask for a measure? They're going to give him the 1st down.
1st down.
Yeah, they're going to give him 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and goal. We'll see if Yankton can pound it in here. It's going to be tough for them as, they're not acclimated to running on that dirt. So we'll see if maybe we can get an offensive lineman to slip. Maybe we can get a defensive lineman, one of the fast guys. Maybe we can get Austin Johnson in there. See if we can get a turnover here. At the very least, see if we can get a turnover on downs as Yankton takes over 1st and goal on the 7 with 9:40 left. This time they're going to hand it off here, and they're going to go right in between the guard and the tackle. That's going to be number 32 for the Bucks.
Hand off is to number 32, Shaler Platt.
And that is Platt, or excuse me, Shaler Platt. It's going to come up just a little bit short. It's going to be second and goal on the 1.
QB sneak might
This
be
time they're
right
going to,
here.
yeah, this time they've got a big formation. We saw this on film. They do a couple different things here. They can go right in the middle, or they can go right off tackle on the right side, and that's exactly what they did. And this time, Kampshoff is going to walk in for an easy 6.
Yeah, I was hoping that fumble was going to leak away from there on that dirt, but was able to pick it up. I didn't want to jinx it after the first quarter, but that's the first touchdown the Arrows have gave up at home now. They went five scoreless. I wasn't going to say anything, obviously, until it broke. I didn't want to announce or jinx there, but good thing I didn't say it, because then the pick happened and you'd throw me under the bus. So.
I would never throw you under the bus. So Yankton's going to line up here for the extra points. It's going to be Jasu Trujillo Melgoza. Say that 3 times fast. Might not be able to say it 3 times fast, but what I can say is that he banged that one through the uprights, and the extra point is good.
I wouldn't even be able to say that once, so it's just...
Well, imagine my surprise when I look at the sheet and I go, Jasu Trujillo Melgoza. I think I nailed it.
That's one of those I just go with the number. Just say the number. And
Number 7 kicks it through the uprights, and the extra point is good. So let's reconvene a little bit. There's 9 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half. The Arrows are up 14-7 over the third-ranked Yankton Bucks. Arrows are able to move the ball really well on the ground. I suspect after the Himrick interception that we're going to see Juven featured here a little bit more on this next drive.
yeah, but, you don't want to take it out of his hands completely. You don't want to lose him in any confidence. It's just, playing within yourself, not make it. That was an ill-advised throw. But again, I'd like to see him move out and keep using his legs. But when you have those types of plays, take off and go get 2 or 3 yards. You don't need a first down every single time. I believe that was on first down. So again, it's not like you never have to force anything, but especially in that situation, just take off and run, throw it out of bounds. You don't need to get a first down every single play.
The Arrows offense should continue to have confidence in Himrick, and Himrick should continue to have confidence in himself. He's 4 for 6 for 17 yards. He does have the INT, but he doesn't turn the ball over. What we're really seeing from this junior quarterback is what we talked about in the pregame. It's the efficiency. He does complete a lot of passes, and 4 for 6, and one of them was turned over. So the ball's only hit the ground once.
Right.
So Yankton's going to kick here, and it's going to be a short kick to about the 10 or the 15 from Owen Sparts. And Owen Sparts is going to get behind a couple of blockers. Good return, not going down on his own. A great return there by Owen Sparts, and he carries a slew of Yankton Bucks to about the 30-yard line.
He's not getting as many carries on offense tonight, so he's making them count on special teams.
The special teams for the Arrows has really stepped up and done a good job, not only all season, but particularly this game. They got the turnover on downs on the bad snap. The Arrows offense was able to convert. And this time the 30-yard line's not fantastic field position, but it's certainly not terrible.
No, it's if you start at the 30-yard line every time, you'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think if you start at the 30, you're definitely not going to be disappointed. We'll see what the Arrows do. It looks like they're going to go under center here under a traditional I formation with the tight end on the left side. 2 wide receivers outflanking the fullback, and this time they are going to give it to Juven. And Juven's going to sneak through and wiggle his way in for a couple of yards right behind that center and that fullback.
Back to the old bread and butter, Sam. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to get behind that big fullback, get behind that big offensive line, and just kind of push the load forward here.
Yeah, I think the return of Spencer Wenches has proven to be maybe a little more valuable than even what we thought.
It's even, he's not in there every time at fullback, so to be able to spell both of them, getting him some reps in there at fullback, and I think number 78's been in there a ton tonight.
Yeah.
Micah Hawk. It's just keeping guys fresh.
So this time Juven runs back into his blocker. He runs into Spencer there, and he's going to lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, we highlight Spencer, and then he kind of takes it in the chops there on a block. But again, being able to keep those guys fresh the whole game has been a big advantage for Watertown in this run game.
Yeah, I agree. I think again, we talked about this the last series or 2 series ago. I think it's really important for the Arrows to convert this 3rd and 7. Keep the momentum. Yankton punched you in the mouth a little bit. Now you got to answer back. Stand in the middle, toe to toe, answer back here. This time Hemrick's going to be shotgun with Juven to his right.
He's going to roll out right.
He is going to roll out right. He's going to bootleg there. He's looking to throw. This time he's going to take it upfield, and he's going to take it himself. Nothing there, nothing for the young quarterback. So again, this is not a terrible decision from the young quarterback, right? I mean, we see the maturation of Hemrick here. The last time that he had that, he threw an ill-advised pass that got picked off. This time he learns to live another day.
Yeah, see, that's the tough part is there. He didn't, he obviously didn't want to throw it. He maybe took off a little early because the interception was in the back of his mind. It's something when you play quarterback, you got to have a short memory. You got to let those things go. He could have maybe stayed in there a little bit longer, but you love that a turnover didn't come from it either.
So Wench just punts it away, and it's going to be returned at about the 30-yard line by Yankton. He makes one guy miss, and then there's Briggs. Nathan Briggs, you know what? We call his name quite a bit.
Yeah, they threw a flag at the end there, right?
They get him on a face mask?
I think another guy came and jumped on the pile at the end. I really hope that's not the case, but
shame on me because I'm sitting here celebrating the greatness that is Nathan Briggs.
That was a great tackle. He got him down with one arm. The second guy, maybe not expecting him to pull him down with one arm, came in just to make sure he cleaned up on him and had him down.
Maybe got him a little late.
I think that's what the back judge kind of saw from the side there. I don't quite agree with it, I guess we'll put it that.
We'll see what the call is here. Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul on the...
Oh, blindside block. That's going to be on Yankton. They're going to send him back.
I think it looks like there might be a little bit of confusion here with the refs on what's what, but they're going to call it a blindside block, and it looked like they were calling it on Yankton.
Man, that came in late, that flag, so I did not expect it to be a blindside block.
Yeah, and then you can see the head coach for Yankton, Brady Muth, out on the field, and he is not happy.
I don't quite blame him just with the timing of that flag. I assumed they were going to throw a penalty for maybe a late hit or something, even though I didn't think that was the case. Sometimes you can't get your flag out of your pocket right away. That can always be the deal.
Well, what we can see here is we can see head coach, judges, Coach Muth not happy talking to the referees, and that great shot is a phenomenal job by Katie Liederbrand and Emily Miller on our on-field cameras. And yeah,
they're going to stick with it.
They're going to stick with it. Yep, and that's going to be 15.
Personal foul assessed against the Yankton Bucks.
Well, I guess if you're an arrow, you'll take that one. I'm not sure if I saw a flag either way, but again, I still think Nathan Briggs had a first down about 10 minutes ago, so I'll call it even maybe now, huh?
Nathan Briggs has been a part of two fairly controversial plays. Let's see if he can be a part of a third one, this time for a sack fumble.
See, I think he might have the start of this series off.
He does. All right, so Kampshoff's going to be back under shotgun. This time he's going to have a backer to his left, which is going to be his blind side. Kampshoff drop backs, takes about a 4-step drop, scrambles, looks again, and this time it's right through the hands of number 1, Austin Goebel, and almost into the hand of your Watertown Arrows.
Mr. Sparks almost had himself an interception.
Look at Sparks kind of lingering there, and he's right there, and boy, I tell you what, I think he was looking for a knockout blow there.
Yeah. I think 2 weeks ago he had one of those same ones, kind of hit him in the chest when he wasn't quite ready for it.
So got a running back to the right of Kampshoff. Kampshoff's going to drop back and pass again. This time he's looking for number 4 again.
Good coverage by the sophomore. I don't know if he's the one that's kind of in there for Briggs right now.
So Cole Hansen, the 5'9" sophomore defensive back, he's given up a few inches here to the Bucks. Number 4, Tucker Gilmore, 6'4". That's a mismatch that Yankton's going to want to take advantage of.
He was right where he needed to be. When you look back, see that ball coming, but he was right in a good spot. So they got Briggs back on there for the third and long. It's a passing down.
Got 3 guys over on this side on trips, and Kampshoff is looking left.
Pick.
Sure, yeah, tough. So Kampshoff had trips right, and he rolls out to his left, and again, good coverage by the Arrows. So the Yankton offense that we highlighted, we talked about so much, is going to go 3 and out.
Yeah, little unorthodox, like you said. Trips to the right. He's got one guy to the left. He rolls out across his body to the single receiver side. But I thought he was going to take off and maybe scamper for 10 yards there. But
I think he had a lane where he could have picked up a few yards. But this young man likes to throw.
He does.
So the Bucks are going to go back and they're going to punt, and the Arrows just miss it again. Are they going to run it? Yeah, they got it. There's a flag on the Arrows. I think they're going to get them for. Is that going to? So in high school, is there a difference between running into the kicker or roughing the kicker?
I believe so. But either way, that's going to be roughing.
Yeah,
that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a replay here of the punter getting hit here by the Arrows special teams. The Arrows defense looks like it's going to stay on the field. It's going to be an automatic first down for the Bucks.
That's tough. You've been so close so many, so you just keep coming and bringing it, and then, a mistake like that hurts.
You just got to be disciplined and understand what the down and distance is. Understand you've got all the momentum, and now the Bucks offense is going to come back on the field for a 1st and 10 on the 41.
Yeah, that was a tough break for the Arrows there. I said you don't want to not be aggressive and send them. I'd be doing the same thing. You just got to know you got to aim for that front foot that's coming up. You just run. You run through that front toe. You never run at the guy's waist.
Excuse me, it's not going to be at the 41. It looks like they're just going to move him up to the 29, so it's going to be a 5-yard variety. So either way, Kempshaw's got it 1st and 10 at the 29 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left. Drops back to pass again. He's got some time. Now he's getting rushed by number 9, Austin Johnson. Breaks away from that, rolls over to his right, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds. Looks like by number 28 for your Arrows, and that's going to be Caden Decker, your guy.
Yeah, we haven't called his name enough tonight, but he's always so consistent. He doesn't make any mistakes in there. He doesn't always have all the picks and all the TFLs, but he's super consistent in the middle of that defense, and that was a great play by him.
I'd like to see a little bit more pressure on the quarterback here, on Komshoff here. I feel like he's getting some time to throw. Thankfully, you got some great coverage by the Arrows, and you don't see this very often. Number 67, Caden Beauchamp, standing up, covering a wide receiver, and again, this time we get beat over the middle for a long game to number 1, and that's Austin Goebel.
Yeah, everything that happens in this drive, we're gonna go back to that penalty on that punt. If some points do come from this, you're going to say points for the Yanks came off of a turnover.
Yep.
And a bad penalty. So Watertown's got to clean it up there a little bit.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 37 with 6 minutes left. And Komshoff is back shotgun. He's going to throw again. He's going to scramble out to the right. He's got a guy closing in on him. He's also got Goebel wide open.
Right through the receiver's hands, Sam.
So Beauchamp lays the wood on Komshoff. I do see a flag. I wonder if they're going to get him for a late hit. If that's the case, I do not agree with that call at all.
No.
But the Arrows are very, very fortunate. Yeah, they're going to get him for roughing the passer. That's tough. That's tough.
I don't think you want to see a replay on this one. You're not going to be any happier.
I don't want to ever give grief to the officials, and they do a much better job than we could ever imagine doing. It's a tough job to do, but if you're Caden Beauchamp, what do you want him to do? The guy's running away from him. He's flagging him down. He's chasing him down. He's hunting the buck, and he's got him in a sight, and he goes for the kill shot just as the ball releases his hand.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough.
The glass half full side of it was that guy was again wide open and went right through his hands. So Arrows led to fight another down here. Now we're going to
get a false start. You can throw the false start on the left tackle and the left guard on that one. They both moved. I feel like, in order to bring it all back together, 2 more false starts and let's get it back to where it originally was.
Yeah, that would be fair.
You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Can we make that happen? So the Bucks are going to take over 1st and 15 here. And they're going to stay with their shotgun. This time trips right with the running back onto the left. Back to pass again. He goes over to the sideline. And it looks like that ball is going to be completed. And that is number 12 for the Bucks, and that's going to be Carson Ness. Called his name a lot. I tell you what, that guy looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
That is a good comp. I bet he doesn't play football quite like him. We'd be in for a tough night if he did.
He looks like when he was a wide receiver before he went to defensive back.
Yes.
So Komshoff's going to drop back again. He's looking that way. This time he's going to go short.
Man, Yankton looks like the Kansas City Chiefs last night. They've dropped way too many passes tonight.
A lot of passes they've dropped.
Kadarius Toney out there and Sky Moore. What do you think, Sam?
Woof.
Woof indeed.
Big woof. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. That time his intended receiver was Matthew Sheldon, 6 foot, 215-pound junior. And just like that, Yankton is back and ready to go. It's going to be a 3rd and 7 from the 19. See if the Arrows can get a stop here. This time, wide open. Wide open. you know, I do want to give credit where credit is deserved. Kampshoff that time, he looked to his left. He scanned that way and didn't see anything, and then he came back over to the middle of the field and standing right in his eye of sight. His line of sight was number 4, Tucker Gilmore.
Yeah, that was a good schematically played, drawn up by the Yankton Bucks there. Quarterback to complement it all. Does exactly what he's coached to do. Look a safety off and deliver it right down the strike.
Yeah, and you know, the Arrows have got to get that secondary together because now they went from a 14-0 lead to now it's a tie game with 5.5 minutes left in the first half.
This really is more of what we expected. I wouldn't be shocked if the Yankees didn't run the ball the rest of the night. I mean, they are going to live off these passing downs. Watertown's not getting a ton of pass rush right now, so there's really no reason to change it, but Watertown's got to get that pass defense figured out now.
So right now, Kempshoff is 8 of 20 for 124 yards. So the efficiency is not there, you know, but out of that 8 and 20, I feel like that's a fortunate 8 of 20 because, like you mentioned,
there's got to be 4 or 5 drop passes.
There's some drop balls there.
You know, he's completed more passes than Watertown's even attempted tonight. Like I said, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he attempts 40, 45 passes. The Yankton run game has really been non-existent.
So you know, let's highlight the Yankton run game. You've got 18 yards by number 32 is Shaler Platt, 6 yards by number 16 Surik, and Kampshoff has got 3 yards. So you got 27 total yards on the ground, and you've got 124 yards in the air.
Yeah, and the next drive, Hudson's going to break 100 on his own. So it's just crazy to see the different philosophies here. But again, Watertown's got to stick to what they're doing right, and they got to get that pass defense short up. You'd love to see a little pressure on the guy because he just keeps stepping up and weaving out, you know, and he's finding these open lanes to throw from, but pass defense got to be a little better.
Defensive ends maybe stick around and contain. Look at Sparks, look at Sparks, look at Sparks, look at Sparks!
That's a good return.
Hey, Sparks gives us a spark and takes the ball almost to midfield. And if we could get a score here with the ball at just about midfield, all that momentum can really swing back into the Arrows' favor.
Again, you know, with the 2 other guys back tonight, he's not playing as much offense. He's playing defense and kick return, and he's fresh out there the whole time. You get bigger, more explosive runs like that on the kick return team. So having all of Watertown's guys back is making the team stronger.
Yeah, I think the renewed energy that they have, they're fresh. You know, they're not near as fatigued. They're not playing on both sides of the ball, like you said. I mean, it really is helping. So Himrick is going to go with a single back with Juven behind him. He's going to hand off, and Juven's going to counter left. We going to get a face mask there or no?
Honestly, I think he had him up under the chest. I know I'm saying that my Watertown crowd doesn't want to hear that, but I think they had him right under the chest. Right under the face mask in his neck area. They got him down, I think.
You know, Juven came up and he didn't go. I mean, typically if there is a face mask,
right,
the ball carrier is going to come up and grab his mask, and there wasn't any of that. So, you know, they're going to take him down behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd down and 15. And this time they're going to go with split backs. You got Wenches to the left and Juven to the right. And they're going to go counter. And this time they're going to go to on the left side. Juven looks like he's going to get back what he lost. And then we got a little scrummage going on there.
Watertown's going to be backing up again, I think.
I see number 70 for Yankton, who we highlighted earlier, Edley Amaro, kind of threw up his hands there. I missed what happened. Maybe some extracurricular activities on the block?
Yeah, I think Watertown's going to be backing up here.
So we'll see what the refs are going to huddle together. They're going to make a call. Neither team is really moving at this point, so not giving us much of an indication of what the call is.
No, you're hopeful in situations like this. You know what's going on both sides. You know, I wouldn't hate to see a penalty really thrown on both guys. Just nip it in the butt right away. The game's been clean. You know, that in terms of, you know, chippiness, pettiness, stuff like that. We'll see what they come up with here.
So as we wait for the call from the officials, we're hearing some fans that aren't super happy with. So it's going to be a personal foul, and they're going to get it on Yankton.
Nope, it's going to be both.
Oh, it's going to be offsetting.
Yep, and that I'm okay with. You know, it is on both sides. You know both teams are doing it. It's not just one guy here, one guy there. It's both of them. That really is probably the best call. Not to influence the game too much.
Yeah, you know, and especially when there's, you know, extracurricular activities on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Of course, Yankton head coach Brady Muth doesn't necessarily agree. I mean, the play happened right in front of him. You know, he's not happy about it. He's coming out on the field. At what point do the officials, you know, get him for a flag?
Yeah, the sideline warning is coming.
Yeah.
This is the second time he's been 7-8 yards out on the field. But he wants an explanation, you know, at the end of the day. But
yeah, and now, you know, kudos to the official. The official's going to come over there and give him an explanation. If you're Watertown, are you fortunate there that it was offsetting?
I would say so, because their crowd on that side, they reacted a lot more than ours did. So they probably saw something that was pretty egregious. You know, I know the whole second guy usually gets caught thing.
Yep.
It looks like in this case they penalized both guys. But I'm guessing the Watertown guy did something second. But either way, like I said before it was even called, I think it's best when you penalize both teams. You know, you put into it right away, and that's what they did.
So as the sky turns from light blue to dark blue, there's 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. We've got the Birds/Bats back.
Those dang bats.
Arrows are going to take over 3rd and 9 on the 43, and Hemrick is going to be shotgun. He drops back to pass. He's got some time. He's got a pocket that kind of collapses around him. Let's see if he can get around him. Oof. Going to get intentional grounding there. Did he have anybody near him?
I think he was getting swung around kind of, and that's what we're going to go with anyway.
So there's not going to be intentional grounding. Fortunate for the Arrows. There's not going to be a roughing the passer. Fortunate for the Bucks. The Arrows are going to line up at 4th and 9 with just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and they're going to have to punt.
You know, you know, this second quarter hasn't had anything gone their way, obviously. But that hot start, you know, it's a 14-14 game. Your defense is going to come out here. Yankton shouldn't have, you know, excellent field position. It's just a brand new game here. We're all right. Everything's kind of where you want it right now.
Yankton's got a lot in the box there. Let's see if Wenches can get it off, and he does. But this time it goes straight up in the air. See if we can. He's fortunate to get a nice roll. He's gonna take it over about up to 35.
34. Yep.
So 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter here. The Arrows defense really needs to find a way to either stop or at the very least slow down Lucas Kampshoff.
At the beginning of the game and after the first quarter, we talk about momentum. Right now, it's really all in Yankton's favor, and they can deliver a big blow here with a good offense possession. So Watertown needs to answer right now. So doesn't have to be a quick 3 and out, but they got to prevent points right now.
Absolutely, 100% agree. So Kampshoff is going to be under shotgun, about a 3-step drop, quick pass out to the left side. He's going to complete that pass to number 12, Carson Ness, otherwise known as, remember the Titans?
See, that's who it was again.
Sunshine.
I was going to say, that was better pressure by Washington. That was a good throw and pass. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to their team, but that was a little better from Watertown.
This time it's going to be a quick screen off to the right side to wide receiver number 14. He's going to pick up a few. Get tackled by number 9, Austin Johnson. Number 28 is, I believe that's Decker. That is Decker, and I believe number 16, Shea Coulter, was in on that as well. So 4 wide receivers, one running back in the backfield as Kampshoff goes back. Another 3-step drop. He's looking to his left. There's nothing there. This time he's going to scramble off. Austin Johnson leaves his guy to go over and make a tackle.
I think it might be coming back here.
I believe it is going to be coming back.
That's really been the problem the last quarter, really quarter and a half. Watertown just keeps running through these pass lanes, and the quarterback is just letting them go. He just steps up through them. You know, none of these guys are really protecting their gap. They're just running through their lanes right now. Luckily on that one, they were able to get up to get a holding call, but they can't just run up the field. You got to have a little awareness that you got to kind of spin back in or hit the brakes, because this quarterback just letting him fly upfield, and he steps up and he's in the pocket. He's still got room to run or pass.
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, the Arrows defensive linemen are really pinning their ears back.
Right.
And just going full-fledged running after him. And Kampshoff, to his credit, is doing a nice job of stepping up into the pocket, moving around. He's got a good feel for the game and for the field, and now he's starting to complete passes, which is scary for the Arrow defense.
Like I said, I don't know if you're going to see Yankton run the ball very much right now. They don't have to.
Yeah, number 32 for the Bucks is Shaler Platt. He hasn't touched the ball in a while. I wonder if they might turn around and hand one off to him here on 2nd and 12. wide receiver in motion, and that's exactly what they're going to do is they're going to hand off, but this time it's not going to go to number 32. Instead, it's going to go to the Bucks. That's number 16, Evan Surik. It looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. This time he went right on a dive, right up the middle of the field in the heart of the Arrows defense and picked up a bunch.
They're going to have to go quick, but it's going to be 3rd and inches here.
You got him on 3rd and inches?
Yep.
Yep, good.
They're going to get back in there. No, not tight formation.
They're going to have, Kamshoff is going to have a running back here to his left. And again, on 3rd and short, he's going to pass. And again, he's got a guy, he finds the lane. And that's going to be, this time it's going to be number 5, Matthew Sheldon. Do the Arrows need to go, are they in a zone defense right now?
I gotta pay a little better attention here.
Let's take a look on that. Let's see if they can highlight that if they're in zone, but can they keep up man to man?
They're in a zone right now.
Yeah, they're in a zone, and Kamshoff this time is going to hold it. He's going to play action and go off left tackle. He's going to pick up a few. But I think that's something that needs to be talked about, you know, because Kamshoff is doing a really good job of finding the holes in the zones, and credit to the receivers for finding those holes and then sitting down in them.
Right, and he's got time, so when he steps up, it's just giving his receivers 2-3 more seconds to run around.
Quick pass out here to number 14 on the screen. He's going to miss Conklin, but thankfully is that number 28. Is that 22 or 28? That looks like Decker. That's 28. Yeah, it's 28. So Decker's going to make the stop.
3rd and short again.
So 3rd and short here. We know that they are not afraid to pass the ball on these situations. They're going to go to the heavy set left. They're going to send a guy in motion. He's going to go under the right guard. They're going to hand it off here to 32. 32 is going to have a little stutter step.
I think he's short.
He's going to fall forward.
It's going to be 4th and short, I think. That clock's going to become a factor here, but
let's see where they spot him.
4th and short.
Yeah, well, the scoreboard says 1st and 10.
You got to go with the chains.
Yeah, and the chains have not moved. Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 1, 4th and short. So Yankton, of course, is going to go for it with 1.5 minutes left as the clock keeps winding down.
Yeah. They're going to let that whole play clock run down, I think, and call a timeout.
Yeah, and I think as it sits right now, if they do run a play, it's going to be very similar to what the play that they just ran, the exact same formation, but they are going to let it run down. So I believe is that their 3rd and final?
Yeah.
The scoreboard says they got 1 remaining, but
I think that's when they just took, I believe. We'll see.
Yeah, because they had the 2 early in the 1st quarter, and then now this one.
Well, it's the biggest play of the ball game so far, Sam. You know, if you get a stop here, you can maybe go into halftime tied up. You know, it's brand new ball game for the second half, but
yeah, you got to have a stop here. If the Arrows defense can hold them here, this has been a bend. You can bend, don't break on this drive, and then you can go in with not all the momentum, but you can go in with at least some.
Right. Do they come out in that heavy package we saw before, that we saw on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line?
You know, if they come out in that heavy package and run off to the right side, you know, the Arrows defensive line has got some big boys over there. I wonder if we can get.
I mean, it's almost what you prefer, because when they're passing the ball, we're having a little bit of a difficult time.
Yeah, and there's your heavy set. There's your heavy set.
I think Watkins got a better chance of stopping this right now.
So if you're the Arrows, are you going to pound right in the middle of the field and get 8 guys up in that box, 10 guys up in that box? He's going to go right in the middle. He's going to fall forward. I believe he's going to have the first down.
I think so. You know, Yankton does move fast, but you're going to have to lean on the clock here a little bit if you're the Arrows. They're out of timeouts. You know, if they catch the ball tackle them in bounce, see if you can get that clock to run out and maybe sneak one by here on them.
So some new personnel comes out onto the field for Yankton as Kamshoff remains in shotgun with number 16 to his right. This time he looks to the right. He gets pressure right up the middle from Caden Decker. It forces it. The pressure came from the right side of about the middle right side. Kamshoff, this time he steps back up. Decker doesn't let him go, but he's also met by a slew of Arrow defenders.
Great play when the Arrows needed it most here. That clock is running, 40 seconds to go here. We'll see if the defense can hold.
So Kamshoff is going to remain under shotgun. He's got a running back to the right side. He's looking to his left. Fires a ball. It's going to be incomplete. Whoa.
Another really good pass.
Yeah, great pass. And that again, is that Sunshine?
No.
Depending on the play, number 3, Nathan Briggs.
Nathan Briggs, I believe, was on the coverage on that time.
He was. He got turned around a little bit. Thankfully, they weren't able to haul it in.
That was number 12.
Oh, it was.
Yep, that was. Can't see it because the guy's playing his heart out. He's got the whole front of his jerseys covered up. Regardless, 3rd and 10 with 25 seconds left on the 19. In shotgun formation, it looks like the Arrows are going to bring some pressure. It's picked up nicely. Kampshoff steps up again. And
now they got to hurry.
Now, yep, there's no timeouts, right?
Fourth down. They're going to have to go for it here.
16 seconds left. The clock is going to continue to tick. It's going to be 4th and about 8.
They do have a timeout left.
They're not moving. They're moving not fast at all. So they're moving like they do have a timeout.
They are going to call it here. So now I don't know much about Yankton's field goal team.
So we must have missed a timeout in the first quarter there.
I guess it must have been Watertown's.
Yeah, it was either Watertown's or maybe there was a heat timeout. But there was definitely stoppage at that point. So regardless, it's going to be 4th and 8. There's 2 seconds left. The ball's on the 17. So Tyson, tell the fans at home, ball's on the 17-yard line. How far of a field goal is that?
On the 17?
Yep.
With like a 7-yard, probably a 34-yard field goal.
So, well, in the NFL, it is, because you've got 10 yards
in the end zone,
and then 7 yards on the snap.
Yeah.
So shame on me. Are the dimensions the same in high school as they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be about a 34-yard field goal. The 34 yards, like we said, comes 7 yards from the snap, and it comes 10 yards from the end zone.
Right.
And even that, that might look like that it's about a yard or two, back on the pitcher's mound there.
Right, but the end zone curves up.
Yes.
That's why.
Yep.
Well, we'll see how good this kicker is here for the Yankton Bucks.
So the Yankton Bucks kicker is going to be number 7, Jasu Trujillo Melgorza.
Number 7.
He's gonna line up here to see if he can give the Yankton Bucks a 3-point lead. The kick is up.
It's good.
And it is good. So that's going to take us to halftime. So the Bucks are going to go up at halftime after being down 14-0. They're going to go up 17-14. We will compile some stats. We'll get some cold water. We'll get out of this booth for a little bit, and we'll come back at halftime. Your halftime is going to be brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
My name is Katie LeBrand, and welcome to Aero TV. What an immaculate end to second quarter. Our score is right now 17-14. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's been a tale of 2 quarters. We won the first quarter, they won the second, so it's going to be a dogfight, I think, till the end.
Awesome. So what player is your son?
My son's quarterback, Trayton Hemrick.
Sounds good. So how do you think the third and fourth quarter will start?
Well, they'll get the ball. Yankton will get the ball, so we have to set the tone on defense, get a stop, and then offensively we got to be able to pass the ball, I think, a little bit more. They've really keyed in on our run game, so if we can loosen them up with a few passes, I think the run game will be there, and I think we'll have control then.
Do you think we'll have this game in the bag?
It's not going to be easy, but I think we've got the group, the tenacity that we can come back and win this at home.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This is Katie Brown from Aero TV.
Hi, I'm Cooper Ketwig. You're watching Aero Football on Aero TV.
Hi, this is Coach Hodorf, and you are watching Aero Football on Aero TV. Go Arrows!
Elementary physical education teachers K through 4 in the Watertown Public School System. Give them youngsters a big hand. Thank you.
All right, I'm Emily Miller, and I'm here with Aero TV, and I'm here with Officer Jamin. So what do you think about working these sporting events?
I love it. I love being involved in sports. I played sports when I was in high school, so I love being around the environment.
All right, and then how do you think the Aeros are doing so far?
We're doing pretty good. You know, we're down by 3 is all. Some big penalties have hurt us. We lost a little bit of momentum, but I think we're going to come out in the second half pretty strong, and I think we're going to come back for a victory.
All right, and there you have it.
The end of the first half, 28-6 over Brookings. And Spearfish, with 1 minute left in the second period, 47-8 over Douglas.
Minute 15, yeah. Oh. They're gonna have point stats. Yeah, he had 11 carries. I think he had 5 carries in the second quarter. I told him to go with 5 minutes. We'll see what this goes. All right, welcome back to Aero TV, brought to you courtesy of Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. I'm Sam Mooney. This is Tyson Zemlicka, and the Aeros got themselves in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, we probably said 5-6 times the game couldn't have gotten started much better. That second quarter really started to unravel for the Aeros. Yankton really started playing to their strengths, throwing the ball around, basically just completely avoid the run game. Watertown started rushing the pass lane a lot. Quarterback stepping up, finding his receivers. Luckily for Watertown, there's been quite a few drops on the Yankton side. Otherwise, this game might be getting out of hand, but really a tale of 2 different quarters here.
So we go into the second half. Yankton's offense has really been able to drive the ball. They're doing that on the strong arm of quarterback Lucas Kampshoff. You know, Kampshoff is sitting at 26 attempts right now. He's on pace for 50 attempts. So if you're the Aero defense, we saw that they were in a zone. Do they stay in a zone and try? And how do you close those windows How do you stop Lucas Kampshoff?
You know, you got to make something up. We once mentioned maybe going to a spy, but he's not stepping up and running.
No.
He's just stepping up in the pocket. So to me, the defensive lineman and the one guy that Watertown always really brings, they can't just fly upfield. They got to keep him in his pocket, really start to create some pressure there, maybe force a bad throw. But right now, if Watertown just sticks to their game plan, just tries to execute better, they might be all right. But if they keep doing what they did in that first half, this one might get a little carried away because Yankton's quarterback starting to heat up, and I don't see any reason why he doesn't have 50 passing attempts tonight.
So, talking about the Arrows offense, Juven Hudson has 16 carries right now, and I believe he's sitting around 90 yards. Yeah, he's got 16 carries for 93 yards. He does have the 2 touchdowns. I think he only touched the ball 5 times in the second quarter.
You know, if it's me again, it's always easy to sit at halftime and look at what you might do differently. But I'm getting back to that heavy side if I'm Watertown. The I packages, the fullback, the 2 fullbacks in there between Spencer Winches and number 78, Micah Hawk. And I'm just going back to Watertown Arrow football, just pounding it down their throats. That's what seemed to work. Yeah, you can always mix in the play action pass here a little bit here and there, but if Watertown's going to win this game, they're going to have to get back to their strengths, getting back to running their style of offense, and then on the defense side, get back to the team that we saw the 5 previous quarters at home. And then you got to kind of bow your back a little bit. This is your home turf. You got a big crowd here tonight. Give them something to cheer about. Get the crowd back in it, and pull momentum back on your side.
Yeah, I agree. And we just saw the stats for Trayton Hemrick there. He's got 18 yards passing, 4 of 7, I believe, is what he is. So if you're Hemrick, what do you got to do to give this team some momentum, to give it a spark, to give this offense some life?
He's been fine. Outside of the 1 interception, he really has been fine. I would like to see him maybe roll out and take off with the ball. I mean, he's an athletic kid. We saw it a couple weeks ago. So maybe that's what you have to do to get yourself maybe going in it. But he's been fine. He's done good. He's answered the bell. He had 1 bad play, and it's a high school football game. That's not uncommon at all. But I'd like to see him maybe use his legs a little bit more to complement Juden and this strong offensive line, these 2 strong fullbacks. But we'll see what the Arrows kind of got up their sleeve here in the second half.
So the Arrows and the Bucks just come back onto the field here for getting warmed up as the third quarter nears. I really think that the quarterback for Yankton, Lucas Kampshoff, has really proven that he can play at a high level. But I also think that the Arrows defense has proven that they can stop him, as they've shown by multiple 3-and-outs.
Right. He is a totally different guy in that first quarter, second quarter, and really, he just saw what the Arrows were doing. He made the first adjustment. Now Watertown needs to make their adjustment. What are you going to do to combat him just stepping up in the lane and giving his guys an extra 2 or 3 seconds to find that soft spot in the Watertown defense zone? We're going to see what Watertown's going to change, but they got to change something. They will not keep pace playing this way.
Yeah, and what I hope that the Watertown faithful can stick by him here, stick with the Arrows. We saw a lot of fans here, and we saw a great halftime show by what I'm assuming is 2nd, 3rd graders. So I hope the parents of the fans of the 2nd and 3rd graders stick around here and cheer the Arrows on. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of the 3rd quarter. And I think if you're Watertown, like you said, you're going to lean heavily on Juven. I'd like that package where they went over the guard and right over the guard, in between the guard and the tackle on the right side of that heavy bunch formation.
They had both fullbacks in. They followed them.
Yeah.
That's going to be their bread and butter. That's what they have to stick to. But going back to your point, when we stepped out of this booth, to get some fresh air, this Watertown crowd is packed tonight. There's obviously 400 or 500 little kids here. We need to get back to that first quarter with some delay games. Get this crowd loud. There is a significant, size difference in terms of population from the home crowd and the away crowd.
For sure.
You got to get loud. You got to get the momentum back for your team. That's going to be on these fans to step up and deliver that.
So speaking of the away crowd, I got a text message from a friend of mine who lives in Yankton. So Corey, I know you're watching, you're listening. I appreciate the support of Arrow TV. And that's just one thing that Arrow TV, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union, can do. Is we're not only reaching the Watertown community, but we're reaching the communities of the teams that we're playing. So Corey and everybody else in Yankton that's watching, we appreciate you supporting. we appreciate you listening, and we're excited for the second half here of some great high school football.
Yeah, if you couldn't make the trip up, you tuned into a good one tonight, because this is gonna. I do think Watertown makes necessary adjustments. I do think they maybe get back to their bread and butter and offense a little bit, and I think we get a good second half. But we mentioned a lot in the pregame. Yankton's offense versus the Watertown defense. Defense definitely took round 1 in the first quarter. The Yankton offense handily took round 2 in the second quarter. So now who delivers that next blow here in the third?
So I believe Watertown's going to get the ball to start, correct? Or did we kick off?
Watertown started with the ball because we were wondering if Simon was going to be on defense. So Yankton's going to start with the ball.
So Yankton's going to start with the ball. So it's going to be imperative. It's going to be imperative for the remainder of this game that Yankton does not score points on this drive.
Right. I think, we talked about with the 3-4 defense that Watertown runs, they're typically always bringing a fourth guy, whomever it may be. But they can't just run themselves out of the play. They can't just sell their soul and fire through a C, B, or A gap.
Yep.
Because the old lineman's just letting him wash himself out. So maybe that's what it is. You let your 3 guys rush, and you have one guy get right up in those A-B gaps and kind of hold down firm in case the quarterback tries to step up. But
looking at Camp Shop's rushing numbers, he has ran the ball 8 times.
Never more than 3 yards.
Yeah, I mean, his long for the game is 3. So, I mean, they're doing a good job of containing him and putting him in the pocket. Sadly, he's matching that and doing a good job of finding receivers.
Right, he's stepping up, but he's not taking off. That's a compliment to Watertown's defense that you've kept him in the pocket, because there's a big credit to them on that. But he's stepping up, looking to pass.
For sure.
So you got to find a way to really, shrink that pocket down on him, kind of rattle him a little bit, get a sack, get a TFL, get a forced fumble. But you're going to have to do something a little different here in this second half.
Well, talk time is over. We're about to start the second half here. We'll see if the Arrows defense can match what the Bucks offense has done. And here we go. Ball's going to be kicked right about the middle of the field. It's a nice kick. It's going to take him all the way back to about the 5. Looks like that's Sunshine again, number 12. He's going to get it out to about the 25. Nice return by Carson Ness, I believe is his name.
Number 83, Aiden Jorgensen, the sophomore. For 140 pounds, he didn't tackle like it. That was a good wrap-up tackle there. Brought it right down.
Aiden Jorgensen is going to be a big kid because his dad's a monster. So 11 minutes and 52 seconds left. It's just in the start of the third quarter. The Bucks offense is going to come trotting onto the field at about the 25, 26-yard line. We'll call it the 25-yard line.
That's the slowest they move, Sam, was when they come out to start.
That might be the slowest they've moved. Absolutely.
Other than that, they don't let up off that gas.
So this time they're going to have 3 backs in the back. It's a borderline wishbone formation here. He's going to pitch to the left, and he's going to get met again by a slew of Arrow tacklers led by number 78 for the Arrows.
Yeah, he really cleaned up on that pile.
Interesting formation considering you just threw the ball 25 times and you come out and, I mean, it's not a traditional wishbone, but
they're going to try and establish that run, but I don't think it's going to take them long to abandon it and just kind of get back in that pass-heavy offense here.
This time Cam Schaaf's got running back to his left. He's looking to his left, and he's going to be swallowed up. Absolutely swallowed up by number 11, Braden Ross.
I might have to see a replay on that. Was that a cornerback blitz or a slot?
Yeah, he's going to come from, is he coming from the corner? But Cam Schaaf didn't even see him.
Kind of a nickel corner. And that's something you're going to do to throw them off, kind of off their game a little bit. Something you love the Arrows. Love to see the Arrows make an adjustment like that works out for him right away.
We haven't called Ross's number all night, and he comes in right away and makes an impact. Cam Schaaf's going to be back to pass, and this time he's got a wide open receiver, and that's a big boy running down the middle of the field. Sparks does a good job of chasing him down and getting just enough to knock him or to get the tackle. Catches by number 4 for the Bucks, Tucker Gilmore, who continues to torch the Arrows.
It's unfortunate when you get a big sack like that. You're just really having a hard time containing this passing offense for the Yankton Bucks.
So as the Arrows sideline moves over to match the Bucks offense, Cam Schaaf is going to be back in shotgun again, and he's going to play action to 16, roll out, and again, he moves to his right, and he puts it right in 14's hands, and 14 can't hang on to it.
Yeah, when they go back and watch film on the weekend, or most of those kids will probably watch it later tonight, they're going to see, win or lose this game, they left a lot of opportunities on the field.
Absolutely, they did. So that's going to set up a 2nd and 10 on the 32-yard line as Kampshoff lines back up under shotgun, this time again with the running back on his right side. Kampshoff takes a snap back. It was just a one-step shot or one-step drop, and he fires a dart across the field.
Oh, man.
Boy, are they going to get Briggs from PI?
That was a great pass breakup.
That was a fantastic play by Briggs. Let's see if we can. We got the replay here, courtesy of Dakota Land Federal Credit Union, and that's a phenomenal play by Nathan Briggs, an absolutely sensational play by Briggs.
Yeah, you can't really scheme it up and teach it up much better than that as defensive coach.
You know what? If Tommy Mansky was having a how-to tape on how to defend a pass, that's it right there. And here it is again. Look at it. He steps right in, steps right in front of him, no contact made, and just does an incredible job. Nathan Briggs, if you're watching this down the road,
great
hats
play.
off to you, young man. You can't do it better than that.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate right there. That's a great play by a young kid that's just doing everything he's taught.
Yeah, really nice job by Briggs. Sadly, doesn't matter what you and I think, doesn't matter what the people think below us. Referees are going to call that. So it's going to set up a 1st and 10 on the 22 with 10.5 minutes left, and Kampshoff is going to get back in the shotgun formation. He's going to send a guy, and he's going to have an empty right side slot. He's got number 12, Cooper Ness, on a screen. He's going to pick up a few more yards before he's brought out of bounds by number 16?
By number 22, Spencer
I missed it. I think I'm still thinking about that PI.
4 on the play.
This time they're going to bring Cooper Ness on the right side, alone on an island. Bring number 1 in motion with him. Kampshoff is going to look that way. He's going to target. Oh, he got it! He got it! Hey, look at Sparks go! Get fast, Sparks! Get fast, Sparks! Keep on your feet, young man. Nice job. What a great job. He stepped right in front of it, read it like a book, and great return.
He ran out of gas there the last few steps, but we'll take that. He almost let that ball slip through his hands. He dropped the one earlier. That one he was trying to take all the way back to the candy shop, Sam.
I tell you what, that young man read it like a book, but you know what? Steps in front of it, picks it off, and has a great return.
Now that was big for the Watertown Arrows. Again, get this crowd on your side, get the offense going here now, get some momentum back on your side. Big play by number 35.
I don't know if you hear it, but that sounds like momentum changing directions.
It's finally pulling back in our favor. Deliver the first real blow of the 3rd quarter there, especially after that unfortunate PI that I haven't let go yet.
Woof. Big woof. All right, so we got 1st and 10 on the 43. 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Watertown sets up in a traditional I formation. Looks like Wenches as a fullback. They're going to hand off to Juven on the right side there. Juven's going to bust one, and he's going to get tackled by about 3 or 4 guys. He's going to get a few-yard gain.
You know, I really don't think they change here for the next 2 or 3 plays. I mean, they're going to just really pound this down Yankton's throat and see who the tougher team is here.
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy to do that. You know, you got an all-world running back there. He had what we believe to be 5 carries in the 3rd quarter, or excuse me, in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they're going to lean on him.
Yeah, you gave him a whole halftime now to kind of rest up, freshen up. They're going to have to just feed him.
So number 7, Mitch Olson, enters the game. He's going to be out by himself on the right side of the field here. Number 9 is going to join him over there, and that's going to be Austin Johnson as the tight end. Spencer Wench is in at fullback, traditional I formation. About the same play. You'll call it a dive. Austin Johnson and number 70 for Yankton, Edley Amaro, kind of getting in, and Amaro's asking for a flag, but
Austin Johnson's finished in his block.
That's what I was just going to say. It looks like Austin Johnson's finishing his block. Took the words right out of my mouth.
You're playing the wrong sport if you got a problem with that one.
Absolutely.
Again, I don't know if they change it too much here. This might be 4-down territory. You're going to see what you can get here. Just going to lean on it.
Yeah, let's see what they do. Arrows huddle up here, taking some time off the clock. I mean, just in a blink of an eye, we're down to 8.5 minutes left in the quarter here.
Maybe see him go on 2 here. Maybe get him to
get a hard. Yeah. See if you can go on 2 and do a hard count. See if you can pick up an easy 5 yards. Split backs with Wenches to the left and Juven to the right.
Call a timeout. Yeah, I don't know if they were lined up quite.
Yeah, Coach O'Connor, the running backs coach, he's not super happy right now. It's going to be a timeout by the Arrows. Again, not really what they want to do with just a few minutes gone in the quarter to call a timeout.
Yeah, chalk that one up to maybe not playing the first 2 weeks, just kind of getting everything just kind of smooth flowing there.
That being said, you got to call the timeout. I mean, you get 3 of them, right? You can't take them home with you.
Right.
So this is an important down. It's 3rd and 6, but it's 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, like I said, momentum's on your side right now. I would not be surprised to see him run the ball here, maybe pick up 4 or 5 yards, and then kind of push the envelope here on 4th down. You're going to get a chance to have Spencer Winches back in there on 4th down and see if you can pound it up the gut.
Well, we'll see what they do here as they break huddle, see what kind of formation they come in. Kind of like that tight I formation, but like I said, I also really like that jumbo formation, but they're definitely not in a jumbo formation. But it looks like they're going to mix it up a little bit. They're putting Austin Johnson to the right of Hamrick here, with Druven to the left. I do like the idea of a hard count. We'll see what they do. They don't. They go on 1. Hamrick drops back to pass. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Threw a nice ball, a little low.
Little short.
Yeah, in the direction of number 10, Cohen Krantz. Looks like the Arrows are going to bring the punt team onto the field here. It's going to be 4th and 6 on the 39 with
that was close.
8.5 minutes left.
Just a hair short, but.
Yeah, I missed the replay.
Yeah, you'd love to see him take advantage there, but again, it looks like the Arrows defense has made some adjustments. Get a sack, come out with a pick. Yeah, you do give up 1 play over the middle, and you had a penalty. If you didn't hang your hat, you just kind of got right back into it. So you got to answer again.
Another good punt. Let's see if he can keep that out of the end zone. Can't, so it's going to be a return, or it's going to be a touchback. That being said, so the Arrow defense steps up with a big INT. But one thing that really needs to be talked about here, again, the Arrows offense didn't score, but they didn't turn the ball over. And then look at the change in field possession.
Yeah, it does seem like Watertown has made some adjustments, and again, right now, advantage Watertown. The momentum is still on their side.
Yes.
Deliver another big blow here. Just keep chipping away.
So number 35, Owen Sparks, is going to run off the field, and he's going to be replaced by number 17, Marcus Pitkin. That's the sophomore backup quarterback. Yankton's got a running back on to the right, and the quarterback drops back, and again.
He's gone.
Boy, oh boy. I tell you what, Lucas Kampshoff is sitting back, and he's just delivering darts.
Yeah, one of the Arrows out there slipped. I think he'd have made the tackle. But, either way, he was still catching that ball, and he's going to have a solid 25-yard gain anyway.
So see the replay here. Kampshoff steps up in the pocket, delivers a nice pass. That's going to be to his favorite wide receiver, one of his favorite wide receivers, number 1, Austin Goebel. So we talked about that momentum. Sounds like Yankton's got it back.
Back in Yankton's favor. Still, Watertown was up 14-0 at one point. And, Yankton pull out of momentum. So plenty of time for Watertown. Long game yet. Really almost 2 full quarters here. But you're going to really need to see a response here on this opening drive, this next drive from Watertown.
You know what Watertown did defensively towards the end of the second quarter is it looked like they brought an extra defender and was blitzing Lucas Kampshoff. And it seemed like they had some success with that. It looks like they kind of got away from that.
Yeah, I saw they brought another edge kind of the same time, the same spot that they had that sack on. Picked it up this time. Kampshoff stays in, delivers a good ball. They're off to the races.
So 16 of 29 for 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he's going to piggyback that with the rushing touchdown and 10 yards rushing. Not bad.
No, he's having a great night. It's crazy because that first quarter is one to forget, but they have really turned a corner since, since that punt, since that flag on that punt. The momentum's really turned from that one.
Yeah, you can really go back to that.
The interception and the punt were the 2 big spots.
Yeah, the punt, credit to you on that. I agree. I mean, the momentum really swung. I mean, it was a 14-0 lead at that point. And then you had Yankton stop on a 3-and-out. And then you had the special teams penalty. And since that moment, it's really been all Yankton.
It's kind of been that snowball. I think it was 14-0, and then the pick happened, score, you stop them, but then you run them on a punt, and then they score again. So
yeah, it was 14-0 at that time.
Really, 2 mistakes have really kind of tipped the scales here in Yankton's favor. And short of that pick, Watertown hasn't been able to quite stop it.
Well, Corey, number 7, Corey, my friend in Yankton, who told me how to pronounce this young man's name, I'm going to stick with number 7. Number 7 is going to be back here to kick off to the Arrows. Looks like number 3, Nathan Briggs, back to return. Good kick. It's going to take him all the way down to the 5. Briggs fields it cleanly. Looks up past the 30, makes a guy miss. Get out of here! Turn those jets on, young man! Race down that sideline all the way into the end zone. What a great answer.
The Arrow special teams continue to keep them in games and give them the lead in games. Another huge answer.
Is there a flag?
There is.
Where is that flag?
It's coming back then.
It's going to be holding on the good guys.
You hate to see it on the backside of the field, too. You know, Watertown's crowd's not happy. I obviously didn't see it. But you really hate to see it when it's on the backside of the play.
Boy, oh boy. That is a killer. So now this is what the Arrows coaches really need to do. You just delivered what you feel to be an uppercut that knocked them down. And as it turns out,
you slipped and fell.
Exactly.
But again, nothing really hurt here. It's still going to be 1st and 10 to start the drive. Just get back to what you do, pound the football, and forget about it. Short memory here. Like I said, you can't see on the replay. It's all the way on the other side of the field. It's history.
Yep, it's in the past. It is what it is. The Arrows are going to take over here. 1st down and 10. Ball's going to be, looks like, at the 17-yard line. We're going to take over with just under 8 minutes to go. Looks like they're going to go back to the traditional I formation. Looks like Spencer Wenches is going to be the fullback here. Hemrick is going to hand off here to Juven for a couple of yards. You know, it seems like to be that they're really leaning on the right side of the offensive line here, trying to move the ball.
You know, I'm sure Yankton knows the plan for Watertown, what they're doing. So
sure.
They're going to stack the box. Eventually, you're going to have to trick them with some play action. You're going to drop back and pass. But yeah, Yankton knows Watertown's game plan here. It's who's going to execute better.
So there's no need to panic at this point. There's still 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You don't have to get away from your game plan completely at this point. You don't even have to get away from your game plan at all. You can still lean on Juven. Juven goes into motion here. He's going to line up on the right side here, and Hemrick's going to bring number 3, Briggs, in motion. Hemrick is going to drop back. He's looking for Briggs. Can't find him, but he's going to go deep to Cohen Kranz, and it's going to connect.
Now that would have been face mask.
And everybody's asking for a face mask. Everybody's asking for a face mask, and they're just, sadly, they're not going to get it. Let's take a look at the replay here, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. And he may have got him under the helmet. Now you can get under the helmet, but you can't get on the mask.
Gosh, when I saw it in the replay, I wasn't as committed to it as I was when I saw it live.
Yes, agreed. I think, and I could be wrong, but it looked like on the replay, it looked like maybe he got him under the helmet and not on the mask itself.
Yeah, more in the back of the helmet, right.
Yeah, yep. So Arrows are going to line up here.
A huge play by the
Yeah, just a fantastic play. A great catch by number 10, Cohen Kranz.
We're a guy short, but we got time.
It's all right, we've got plenty of time. 6.5 minutes left. Traditional I formation, this time with Wenches as the fullback. They're going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to go right in the middle. He's going to make one guy miss, fall forward. He's going to pick up 2-3 yards there.
I'm going to go back to the play before that.
Yeah.
The adjustment by Cohen Kranz to come back to the ball. It was a little underthrown, but instead of just stopping and standing still, he comes back to the ball, makes a great play on it. Gets a few more yards after.
Yeah, for sure, and a great call on your point. You know, we talked about it a little bit 2 weeks ago. Not always, because Cohen Kranz made a great catch 2 weeks ago. You know, when the ball was thrown a little bit behind him. We talked about it then. We'll talk about it now. Not always is that ball going to be delivered perfect. Sometimes your wide receivers got to go make a play for your quarterback, and that time you did.
And huge to get your quarterback a little momentum here.
Absolutely,
because he's going to be asked to make some big plays here going to this last quarter and a half.
So Juven's going to go to the right. Wench is going to go split left. Hemrick's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw a deep ball, and he's got his man.
Now that's the confidence.
He's got his man, and again, that's number 7, Mitch Olson.
Do you see how he steps up into that throw? There was no hesitation. There was no underthrow. He delivered that on a dime. That's the confidence he gets from the play before.
And great separation here by number 7, Mitch Olson. Fantastic separation really at the point of the ball, and he goes and gets it.
That's exactly what you need your quarterback to do. You know, that's when he comes out of his shell. You know, he get just a few things in his favor, and he steps up and delivers a great ball like that. That's what we need from him.
Here we go back with the jumbo formation with 78 on the right, Wenches on the left, Juven behind him. And oh boy, they put the ball on the ground, but they're able to recover.
You know, if Watertown scores here, it's really going to be a blessing in disguise that kickoff got called back, because this confidence for this offense, and especially your quarterback, it's really what you need. Granted, you still have to get it in the end zone, but this is a big momentum drive for Watertown, and just to get some confidence that he can step into those throws and deliver them when needed.
Yeah, there was just a sensational pass there to Mitch Olson, and you know, like I said, Mitch did some good job separating himself from the corner, and then going out and getting the ball.
Yeah, really good all-around play.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's see if they can capitalize on it here. We're going to go back. It's going to be 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Ball's going to be on the 11-yard line. Oh, boy. Looks like there's a lot of confusion on the purple and gold there. I believe that's going to be on us on the right side of the line there. False start. To get him a delay of game, not a false start. Well, it's going to set the arrows back 5 yards, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 16. You can really do whatever you want here. You can do a wide receiver screen. You can do a halfback screen. Maybe we can get some slants over the middle. You know, or they can hand the ball off to Juven, because I hear he's pretty good too.
He ain't bad. How does Watertown's kicker? How's the field goal team, I should say?
Field goal team's good.
The special teams are all really good for Watertown.
Yeah, field goal team's good. Hopefully we don't need him. I'll need to kick an extra point. Hemrick's going to roll out to his right. He's looking, surveying, and he's going to hold on to the ball. He's going to be dropped behind the line. It's going to be a few yard loss.
You know, even on the couple-yard loss, he didn't look like he was panicked there when he rolled out, and he confidently took it forward, even though it ended up being a loss. Before, when he had rolled out to his left a quarter ago, he just kind of flicked that ball up, and we weren't sure if it was going to be called a fumble or an incompletion.
Sure. So if you're Hodorf, 3rd and 16, you're on the 16-yard line. You know, are you playing for a field goal here? Because you know the Arrows the Arrow field goal kicker, Riley Fisher, and/or Tom Foley both have big boots.
I'm going back up to Cranes in the corner. I'm throwing it that back corner pylon. I'm going to see if my guy can go get it.
How about Briggs in the slot? Right there. There he is. Hemrick's going to roll out to his left, looking, surveying.
Yeah, yep. That's tough. Briggs has got to go back to the corner
and make himself accessible.
Yeah,
you're
running in different directions there.
Yep.
Hemrick threw it where he wanted him to be.
So Briggs took his route and went off to a post, and I think he was heading to the corner on a fade.
He needs to go back to the corner. He kept going to the post.
Yep.
Again, that's a tough break there, but we'll see if Watertown can finish off this drive with a field goal and get 3 points.
So Riley Fisher is going to be the one that's going to come out. It's going to be number 21, Riley Fisher. Number 10, Cohen Kranz, is going to hold. If the Arrows can knock this through and make it a one-possession game, it'll go a lot of way for swinging some of that momentum back in their favor. Cohen Kranz to hold. The snap comes in. The snap is clean. Blocked. Coming off the edge by Yankton there, so that
was a tough snap. It was behind the short snapper's back end, and took him a while to get it up and set.
Wonder if we can get a replay here. It's tough. I mean, that's a tough part of the field to kick on. You know, snap starts off. It's tough. Momentum. I mean, that's a bummer. It's a killer.
Yeah. So now that kickoff return, really the penalty looms large. You don't get any points on the board.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. The mysterious PI and the mysterious hold on the kick return both came in the exact same spot.
Still not happy about that PI.
I didn't see either of them. The PI I saw, I guess. I just, didn't see a flag. Here comes the replay. Oh,
just kidding. So 3 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Bucks have really taken command of this game. 7 points scored on, this will be their third drive, yes?
I think so.
Third drive, first one they marched down the field.
Got picked. Second one they had the long touchdown.
Yep. I think there's some Arrow alumni walking around here. Recognize a couple of those young men. Well, We'll see what Yankton does here at this. I mean, if you're Yankton, you don't get away from what's brought you here. You go to the well again.
Yeah, they're going to drop back and keep passing. It's still a very manageable game for either team here. So.
Yeah, at this point, Camp Shop's only thrown it 30 times.
Yeah.
So
more than Watertown probably has all year down here.
So Camp Shop is going to go back to center. This time he's going to a little sweep to number 16, who's going to go to the left side, and he's going to say, just kidding, and bring it back to the right, see if he can get a block from Camp Shop. He's got the ball in a tough spot. He's really holding it out there. Should really go out and get that ball.
Good tackle by Sparts.
Yeah, good tackle by Sparts. Good job by the Arrows defense, containing, staying home.
Right.
Not over pursuing, going to get the ball.
Like you said there too, when you got a guy holding him up like that, that's when you got to start punching at that football. The other guys that are coming.
Number 22, Spencer Wenches, is down. Helmet off. Looks like he maybe just a cramp. He's trying to get back up here. Yep. Looks like just a cramp. We'll take this opportunity to recognize Dakota Land Federal Credit Union as our partner. We'll go to a quick break. Tyson and I will get some water. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
My name's Julio Estes, and you're watching Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
Hi, this is Mike, and you're watching Watertown Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
And we come back, and Wenches is still getting looked at. I feel like it's just a cramp.
Yeah, he hasn't played in a couple weeks, so he's really still getting his legs to him. So
yep.
Little almost too big. He's played a lot tonight, both sides of the ball. So.
Yep. And it's muggy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot in this booth.
It's really hot in this booth. I don't think it's as hot as it was 2 weeks ago, but it's close.
It's warm. It's warm. So it's going to be first down. 3 minutes left. Camp Shop takes a snap. Throws on a little wide receiver screen on a bubble pass. It's going to be number one of his favorite wide receivers, Austin Goebel.
If Watertown really wants a chance in this game, they're going to need to get a stop here. Nothing flashy. You just got to force the punt.
You know what's coming. They're going to throw the ball. It's 3rd and 7.
You got to watch that deep seam and that deep post across the middle.
Keep your eyes on number 1, Goebel. Camp Shop in the back in the shotgun. Receives the snap. 2-step drop. And hits number 32 just in a little flat in the flat there, and just busts one off.
God, you didn't see that coming. God, they were sending guys right down the middle again, like you expect. Then they dump a ball out to the sideline there, and he takes it for about 20 yards.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, you get that 3rd and 7, and then you leave that flat open, and then and he runs one off, and just in the blink of an eye, Camp Shop is going to hand it off here. This time it's going to be number 16. Number 16 is going to run on the left side, right in between that guard and center. He's going to pick up about 5. 5, 6.
Territory to the 49. Gain of 6 on the play. Second down.
So it's going to be back at it again for the Yankton offense as number 1 goes in motion here, and Camp Shop's going to hand off here. This time to number 16 again, and he's swallowed up relatively quickly, this time by number 11, Braden Ross. Braden Ross has really done a nice job of coming in and giving a little bit of spark on this defense.
He has. Really, the front 7 has played good. It's been some bust, and it's not the secondary hasn't been bad. It just seems like there's been miscommunication. There's always almost somebody running free.
Camp Shop this time with an option, and this time he flips it back to number 16 and swallowed up again by number 11, Braden Ross.
There's one coming.
And I believe number 65 was right behind him, and 65 is going to be Jaden Lambert.
Yep.
So good job of staying in your lanes there, understanding, reading the play, understanding the play, knowing that's an option. Your defensive end stays home. Your linebacker stays home. Everybody is disciplined, and then you make the tackle.
They're kind of almost in a punt return safe here, but if Camp Shop's not on the field to throw it, I don't think they're going to be faking anything.
So number 3 Mr. Nathan Briggs with the fair catch, and number 67, Caden Beauchamp, almost got to it again.
Watertown's just been a half step away from that blocking that punt all night.
I'm really surprised that they haven't gotten one yet. I'm almost expecting them to get one. So
It's
40.
coming.
Yeah, I agree. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Arrows are going to take over. 1st and 10. Looks like it's going to be at the 18-yard line. Still plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. You don't have to get away from your game plan.
No.
No need to panic. You can still go out there. You can still run the ball. You can still do what you want to do.
Watertown comfortably is going to get I would say at least 3 more drives in this game. So just stick to what you're doing. You got plenty of time.
So we'll see what Hemrick does here with split backs. He's going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to go left. He's going to be brought down by number 20 for the Bucks. That's going to be Bodie Thurman.
Stopped in there by number 20, Bodie Thurman.
Looks like Austin Johnson's grabbing his shoulder a little bit as he comes off the field, and we're hoping that that's just going to be a stinger. He's pretty important to what the Arrows want to do, not only for the rest of this game, but for the rest of the season.
Juven's up over 100 yards rushing now, 103.
Yeah, it's good to see it.
I think he was at 93.
So as the clock winds down and the third quarter comes to the end, your Watertown Arrows are going to start the fourth quarter with a 10-point deficit with the ball at second and 6 at the ball in the 22. We'll take this time to take a commercial break brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union, and we'll come back for the fourth quarter.
I'm Caden Beauchamp, and you're watching Watertown Football on Arrow TV.
ArrowTVactivities@gmail.com.
Okay, and we are back just in time to see the Arrows advance the ball just short of the first down marker. Mitch Olsen with the pass reception. It's going to be 3rd down and what appears to be 2 yards. As we see right in front of us, number 9 for your Arrows, Austin Johnson, coming back here. I think he just had a stinger in his shoulder. Appears to be okay.
3rd and short.
So the Arrows are going to take over 3rd and 2. Juven in the back, split fullbacks, heavy formation. They're going to go right on that right side again, much like they did earlier. That's going to be enough for Watertown Arrows. 1st down. So again, we've talked about it a lot. We'll bring it up again. There's still, you just started the fourth quarter. There's plenty of time left. No need to panic. No need to get away from your bread and butter.
Right, we've talked about this has kind of been a close fight all night. Again, round 3, the blow kind of was delivered by Yankton here, but very manageable fight here yet in front of us tonight. 4th quarter, Watertown's got to have some points on this drive here. You almost expect Yankton could score again, so you're probably going to have that be a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We'll see if the Arrows can answer the call. Juven's lined up on the right side here of Hemrick. Hemrick takes the ball, drops back. He's got some time. Nice pocket to really throw the ball into. Nothing there. He's going to roll out to his left, turn around, and he's going to find number 82 for the completion.
Oh, that's a good play.
That is a great play, and number 82 is going to be Colton Glassman.
Really good throw. Didn't rush it there. Let his guy get open. Thankfully had a great amount of time by his offensive line, but really delivered a great ball with the defender.
Yeah.
That kind of had his back to him.
Yeah, kind of a back shoulder there. He threw it to where only the receiver could get it. Kind of nice little dump off there, and credit to Glassman there to recognize that his quarterback was in trouble and went and got it.
Yeah, I don't think he catches too many passes. That's a good way to get the ball thrown in your direction a bit more.
Absolutely. This time Juven's going to go on a dive right down the middle of the field.
And that opens that up.
Yep, absolutely.
7 yards on 1st down.
Let's go back to that last play and talk about that Watertown Arrows offensive line that really gave Hemrick a nice pocket, as Watertown's going to go now into a no huddle. We're going to go with Juven in the back and then that big heavy set. We're going to get a pre-snap penalty here.
I was just going to say, Watertown's going to go with something they're not quite used to doing, and bites him a little bit.
See what the ref says here. Looks like it's going to be a false start. I believe that was on number 56 for the Arrows.
False start on the Watertown
Landon
Arrows
Perry.
will be a loss of 5.
As a center, wasn't it?
Yeah.
8.
Yep.
He's ready to go. Everybody else better be.
Big facts. So we'll reset here. Ball's right at midfield. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Just under 10 minutes left. Himrick is this time he's going to be in shotgun with Hudson to his right. Himrick receives the snap, drops back, fires quick to Juven and just overthrows him. Had him there in the flat. Even if he connects on that pass, Juven's going to have to make somebody miss because he's got either the I didn't see if it was the linebacker or the safety, but he's right over top of him.
Yeah, he would have. I always like put my money on Juven if one guy's going to try and bring him down.
Sure.
But I will say, just with the time in this game, this is probably 4-down territory.
Yes.
Would not be surprised to see a run play here. Just set you up for something manageable, but
sure,
they might come out and throw it twice. Might be play action, but I would not be surprised to see a run play here and maybe see if you can get 6-7 yards, make it real manageable to run it.
Yeah, you got the big boy back there again. That's Micah Hawk, number 78.
He's kind of been the guy back there tonight. Follow him.
Yep, there you go. There you go. Stand your feet, Juven. Lean forward, lean forward. Good run, good run. So now you got 4th and manageable.
Yeah, and personally, I would not take. Is it Mike? Is his first name number 78?
Check out this good sportsmanship by number 9 Austin Johnson and number 12 Trenton Hemrick as the Yankton defender is down on his back, cramping a little bit. Austin Johnson goes out there immediately, grabs his leg and starts stretching him out before the trainers can even get out there. It's good sportsmanship by your Watertown Arrows.
It's great to see, and it's nice that get a little stoppage of the clock here. You get over there, get exactly what play you want to run. Me personally, I have not taken Mike Hawk out of this game at fullback. He's done a really good job tonight. It seems like when he's been in there, they've been productive. So fourth and a long one. You're going to have to go for obviously this part of the field. Not much time on the clock.
Yeah,
would not be surprised to see him in there and follow him again.
Yeah, you're 100% going to go for it at this point. And again, look at the phenomenal camera work by our young ladies behind the camera. Just doing an excellent job. Where else are you going to get that kind of action and that kind of close-up?
You're not, Sam.
You're really not. And just Aero TV is just really doing a lot of things. We get a lot of compliments and a lot of people say a lot of nice things, but it really starts with Ryan Remmers and it really ends with those young ladies that are behind the camera, just really getting us those excellent shots. So
all the big boys are out there.
We're gonna reset. We got the big boys in.
You got both fullbacks in.
Excellent call that we got Micah back there still. So we're gonna go 4th and a long one on the 42-yard line.
I don't think you're going to get it, Sam. I would love to see a naked bootleg here by the old quarterback.
Boy, the whole left side of the field is wide open.
I don't think anybody would see it coming.
No, they're going to go right up the middle to Juven.
Yep.
Everybody saw that coming, but the young man does what he does.
See, that's definitely better call. Now is the time to do it. When you maybe think you had a better, everybody just selling out on the run. I get back in that same formation. I'd maybe put that in my back pocket.
So Juven increases his total rushing yards to 133 yards with his 27th carry of the game. See if you'll get number 28 here. Instead, you're going to get a false start. That's going to be on Micah.
3 guys, I think, John.
And/or Wenches.
I think Beauchamp went to.
And/or Beauchamp.
Yeah.
So he's going to move the Arrows back 5 yards. All good, though. It's going to be 1st and 15. Plenty of time. Still 9 minutes left in the game. Don't need to really get too crazy with your hurry up here. Nope. You can still go back to your bread and butter. Still run the ball.
Gonna have to knock out these penalties, though. I mean, you're setting yourself up to fail, and you keep putting yourself behind the 8 ball there.
It's hard when you're always taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Yep.
It makes it tough. So 27 carries for 133 yards, not 1 but 2 touchdowns for number 8, Juven Hudson.
What do you got? Does he have 2 catches or so? He's gonna be about 30 touches here pretty soon.
This time they're going to go off right side again, right behind the big boy. This time it's going to be swallowed up. It'd be nice to see a counter come this way because this whole side.
Everybody's looking at Juven right now.
The whole left side of the field is wide open, and I know Hodorf knows that. I know the coaches know that. like we said before, they're much smarter and better looking than us, and nobody knows this offense and this team better than them.
That was a play that even in high school, it's something you tell your quarterback, because when he gives that ball off, he should be bootlegging around just to carry out the fake.
Sure.
And it's something that he should naturally see and tell his coach, hey, nobody's accounting for me, nobody's watching. I'm going to pull one of those, even if you don't tell anybody. Eventually, you're just going to pull one and take off.
Split back, Hemrick looking back. He's got a deep man. That's number 7 again. That's number 7, Mitch Olson. Just barely overthrown. Another great route by Mitch Olson.
Just a step or two over him. If he catches it, he probably scores. But
do you see him laying out there? If he lays out, I mean, it's tough to see here.
No, I know what you mean. It always looks closer up here. I think that one was just a little long.
Too much. Shows off the arm strike by Hemrick.
That was a good ball. Just said you can't always leave some of those short. It's typically better to leave them long and on the outside there so nobody ever comes away with it.
So Trayton comes out. He receives the call, and runs into the huddle.
Timeout, Watertown.
And I think Hodorf is going to call a timeout here.
That's tough. I know you're going to need those, but you do need to get a first down here on 3rd and long. You got 2 downs, but.
Yep. So we'll take this opportunity to get a quick water break for ourselves as the Arrows take a timeout. We'll take 30 seconds. We'll be back with a 3rd and 14.
This is Nathan Lamb, class of '98, member of the 1996 state championship football team. And you're watching Watertown football on Arrow TV.
Spencer Wenches, and you're watching Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
Seconds goes a lot faster than you think these days, huh?
Sure does when you're hot up here and trying to get a water break.
Next week, note to self, 6 waters.
Longer commercials.
Speaking of next week we'll have Sioux Falls, Washington at home. Arrow TV will be live, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union for Homecoming. So it'll be good. Maybe we'll see some of my classmates from way back in 1999.
99, huh?
How old were you in 99, Tyson?
6.
Woof. Big woof. Woof. So, Arrows are going to take over here. 3rd and 14. Got a late man to join the action. A little bit of confusion. All good. Plenty of time. Juvenoff to the right. Hemrick drops back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to throw it away, I hope, and not a fumble.
Yep. He got it off.
All right. Good.
Gonna have to go for you though. 4th and 14.
Yeah, 4th and 14 here, just on the other side of midfield. Do have to go for it. Ball's going to stay at the 41-yard line. It's number 16 for your Watertown Arrows is going to come onto the field. That's going to be the 5'9", 150-pound Shea Coltrane onto the field.
Along with Mitch Olson.
Mitch Olson comes back onto the field as well. So, do you feel like there's any kind of confusion with getting the play calling in? Is the Arrow offense being settled in, or is this?
No, I think they've been fine. Coming out of a timeout, you hate to see that, but when they're huddling up, they're always been pretty sound on it that way.
Get the snap off. Hemrick drops back. He's got a clean pocket. He's going to roll to his left. He's looking, shows off his arm strength and throws a strong ball to Coltrane. And sadly, it's going to fall incomplete.
Incomplete pass to number 16.
Here's the
replay.
So we'll see the replay here. Good strong arm.
I don't know. That probably wasn't a flag.
No.
There is a flag on the play.
Just kidding. There is a flag.
Is it?
They're going to go personal foul on the Arrows.
Thought they were going to get bailed out there for a second.
Do we know who that's on? Did we see what happened there?
No.
Was that on the play, or was that after the play? Because it makes a big difference.
It was on Watertown.
Yeah, but during the play?
I think it was after.
Or is it a dead ball?
It's going to be 15 yards at the first down either way, though.
If it's during the play, they decline it, and they get the ball where it's at. It's 4th down.
It was dropped.
Right. But during the play, yeah. Either way, it's 15.
Yeah.
So 24-14 with 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter, or excuse me, in the fourth quarter. Yankton's going to take over. 7 minutes 35 seconds left. They're going to take over at the 44 after the 15-yard penalty.
Looking like a water break here, I think.
I feel like maybe it's too hot up here that, you know, I'm losing track of 15-yard penalties and where they're coming from.
Like you said, definitely a little warm up here. I think now they're getting a lot. They are. Heat timeout.
Heat timeout. We get a heat timeout up here?
Nobody's bringing us any extra waters.
You know, we're not seeing any waters or Gatorades that are getting dunked our way. Well,
you still got time.
Still got time. You got 7.5 minutes left.
Quick stop.
Need to stop.
Over.
Yep, you need to stop quick. And at this point, you know, we'll see if Yankton is going to lean on number 32 here, Shaler Platt, for a little bit.
Look at that.
She is asking, you shall receive.
Somebody's listening, Sam.
Wow, that's fantastic. And just like that, there's 2 bottles of water. So we're actually interested in $1 million. So can somebody bring us $1 million? Because the last time I asked for something, all of a sudden there's 2 bottles of water. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, ask for $1 million. I was just told it's Kalita Remmer's birthday.
Okay, Kalita Remmers.
Give her those shout outs.
You know what? Happy birthday to Kalita Remmers. I'm sure she's one fantastic young lady. Speaking of fantastic, great tackle by number 9, Austin Johnson.
We needed some water, and the Arrows are going to start making some big plays here.
I'm half tempted to dump the water on myself.
I'd do it if that's what it takes to get a turnover here quick.
Let's see if Yankton, I think, is really going to start leaning on the run game here a little bit. Maybe throw on 3rd downs, maybe throw on 2nd and shorts. You know, see if they can get something going in the screen game or out in the flat maybe a little bit. But for the most part, I think we're going to see a lot of running here.
I am surprised we didn't see the quarterback for Yankton run more tonight. Like I said, he's done a good job stepping up in the pocket, but he's never really left the pocket. He doesn't have more than a 3-yard rush tonight. And as I say
here he goes with the option and kicks it out to number 16.
Good tackle.
Great tackle by Wenches, finding him from behind it. And then grabs his legs immediately. A little bit of cramping going on from Wenches.
He'll be better next week.
Yeah, 100% he will. He's just getting his legs in. I mean, everybody else has got 2 games under their belt. You know, he's just getting his first one.
He's played fullback, you know, rotating a little bit, but virtually all night.
Yeah, good job there by number 2, Peyton Bisker, to stay on his assignment, which is the quarterback on that particular play, and not letting Lucas Kampschoff bust one out here. 3rd and 6 here. Kampschoff is going to have a single running back. It's going to be to his right as he's letting that clock wind down, waiting for the official to start counting down.
There it is. I said the back has been, he's at 5.
Yep. So we're going to get a delay of game there.
I can't believe the head coach didn't call timeout. He was looking right at him. Well, again, you know, if you can get a stop here, you're going to have to come block that punt. We've talked about it umpteen times tonight. They've been so close. They're going to have to get it.
Yeah, if they get a stop here, especially if they could get, I think if you're Yankton here, I'm guessing you're probably going to throw the ball since where you're at on the field and it's 3rd and 11.
And why not?
And the way they've been throwing the ball. I mean, they could decide to eat some clock. We'll see what they do. They line up again in the shotgun. They got a man in motion with the running back number 16 off to the right. Kampschoff is going to drop back. It is a screen. It's sniffed out by 65, but just missed. And he's off to the races, and he stays in bounds. You know, 65, Jaden Lambert really did a nice job of sniffing it out. He stayed home, but again, another great pass by Lucas Kampschoff.
Yeah, that might be the dagger there. That was 3rd and long, and right away the defensive line comes through clean, and you hold your breath and you hope they don't complete that screen. And as soon as they did, he was off to the races.
Yeah, and the other part of that is that you know, Coach Brady Muth hasn't called a lot of screens, and he called a great play in a great situation. So Kampschoff's going to hand off here to 16. 16's not going to get much. He's going to get swallowed up by a slew of arrows, led by number 28, Caden Decker, number 22, Spencer Wetches. Is 28 Decker? Yeah, 28 is Decker.
Really, the front 7 has been really good tonight. The run game has almost been non-existent. Just there's been some holes on the back end of that secondary. Just good schematic routes that Yankton drew up that got a few guys free. And
so if you're Watertown at this point, Everybody knows what Yankton's trying to do. Really need to try to get in there and rip that ball out like you're starting a lawnmower. Just really yank at it.
Those gang tackles. You got to hold the guy up and just start punching that ball and try and get it out.
Yep, maybe hold him up so somebody else can get after it.
False start.
By Watertown's reaction there.
Number 52 for Yankton jumped.
Yep.
His own left tackle punched the left guard, telling him you got to hold your water there.
Oh, that's incredible. 5 minutes left, reset here, 24-14. It's going to be first down and 14-15 for the Yankton Bucks. They're trying to eat some clock. Watertown's trying to get a turnover here. See if Watertown can force a turnover and keep this game alive. This time, Kamshoff is going to be with split backs. One to his left, one to his right. Going to remain in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers on his right. He's going to send one in motion here. He's going to hand off right down the middle here to number 32. He's going to go off left guard, left tackle. He's going to get a short gain.
You know, it's nice, even though when I'm watching Aero TV, I could see the other scores around the community, around the state, who's winning. So,
yeah, just a fantastic job by Ryan Remmers and his crew. You know, where else are you going to watch high school football when you know that Avon beat Gayville 52-22?
Gayville Volin.
Pretty impressive.
Avon's been good at football for a long time, Sam.
Del Rapids comes up the number 1 seed, 20-14, number 1 team in the state.
For a long time too.
Yeah, really have. O'Gorman beats up on T area 41-30, so that means that there's only going to be a couple of undefeated teams left in AA after tonight. So, back to game action. Kamshoff's going to be under center. This time he's going to throw. Surprise, surprise. Throws a little high there that time. That's good news for the Arrows. It's going to stop the clock. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the fourth.
This will be a pretty long field goal. So you almost have to expect the punt, right? They're going to go for it, I guess.
You know, why not?
Brings up 4th down.
Here comes the, I guess, the 35th pass of the night.
So, South Dakota score feed is giving us that ticker. They're working with us on that ticker, so it's a really nice job by South Dakota score feed to work with us on that and bring that and make that possible for us. Really cool option, really cool feature for us to have. Kamshoff drops back to pass on 4th and 10. He's looking for the end zone. He's got number 4. And the ball again is completed. This time it's going to be 1st and goal at the 4.
Yeah, that was a nice ball too. Nice throw and catch, but the 35th pass attempt of the night for Yankton.
Yeah, so
that might have been one of the best ones.
You know, number 4 for the Bucks is pretty impressive. That's Tucker Gilmore. We've called his name multiple times. Tucker Gilmore has got a big frame on him. You know, he's 6'4", 205 pounds. Really does a nice job. He can position his body well. Goes up to the high point of the ball and brings it down. So Kamshoff this time is going to be under the big formation as they go 1st and goal from the 4. He's going to go to the left between the left guard and the left tackle. And I didn't see a signal from the referee, but everybody's acting like it's a touchdown.
He's in.
So, Yankton's going to take a 29-14 lead with 3.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Number 7 is going to come on for the extra point, trying to make it a 30-14 lead. My Watertown math serves me right, 16 points.
They already got it up on the board.
Well, let's see if we can spoil that a little bit. 2 touchdowns. Well, we did it. All right, so I'm sorry, we had our ticker off a little bit, so it's 31-14. 31-14, 17-point lead.
That is really the dagger there. I mean, I've seen crazy things happen with a 16-point lead, but that 3-score game kind of.
Yeah, with the 16-point lead, it's still a 2 points. It's a 2-possession game. A lot of things can happen. We've seen Briggs return a kick for a touchdown that got called back. We saw Juven return a kick for a touchdown week 1. So a lot of things can happen, but at this point, when there's 3.5 minutes left, but as long as you have a chip and a seat at the table, you have an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah, Watertown's got to do something crazy here, but you know, you never give up. You know, you put some good stuff on camera and on film for the next coming weeks, but maybe get some younger guys in here. But again, still got things to work on, still got things to get better at. So we'll see how they finish these last 3.5 minutes off.
As we see Lucas Kamshoff's stats scroll across the screen here, 357 yards, 2 touchdowns, 13 rushes, 2 touchdowns. Pretty impressive game from this gentleman. I wonder
Number 3, Nathan
if we're going to see him playing Saturdays next year.
You know, 16 incompletions seems really unfair. Considering we've seen 5 drop passes a night probably. Otherwise, he's got over 400 yards easy.
Yes.
So, just wow. I mean, really a great performance. You don't. I've watched a lot of high school football over the years. I don't typically see 36 or 35 or 36. He's at 35 pass attempts now in a game for a high school quarterback. So,
yeah.
And I mean, Watertown could definitely run into Yankton later in the year. And if that happens, you know, the rush defense has been great tonight. Linebackers have been good. Just kind of getting a little bit better game plan maybe on that secondary. Maybe just things you just need to see, and you can go back to film on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and fix those things. But this is definitely a team you match up well with.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is Coach Hodorf will get with his coaches. They'll watch film. They'll break everything down because they really got to put this one behind them and learn from it and look forward to Sioux Falls, Washington next week because you got a tough Sioux Falls, Washington team coming in.
Right, you know, they're not going to feel bad for you having a 14-point lead and end up, you know, it getting away. They're going to come in here probably looking to be, I don't know if they're undefeated or not. I know they're a pretty good football team.
I know coming into the week, I think they were 1-1 coming into tonight's game. So I'm see if I can't pull up South Dakota score feed here.
Traditionally, they're a pretty talented foe, and they probably give Watertown a pretty good game all the time. So.
Yeah, Sioux Falls.
See them next week too.
Sioux Falls, Washington is actually playing tomorrow against Sioux Falls Roosevelt at 7 o'clock at Howard Wood Field. So Washington 1-1 on the year against Roosevelt 0-2 tomorrow night. So give the Arrows an opportunity. I mean, Washington's going to come in without, you know, on one day a shorter rest as Hemrick drops back to pass. Throws a nice ball over to the sideline in the direction of number 10. That's Cohen Kranz. Ball's going to fall incomplete. So the Arrows are going to have to regroup a little bit here.
Right.
They're going to have to get ready. You know, let's make a challenge now to the city of Watertown. See if we can get this stadium packed.
Yeah, I think Watertown always brings. The Watertown committee does a really good job. Always at a lot of games, and especially on homecoming. I think they'll be ready. The crowd will be fired up. The students will be fired up. You know, what Coach Hodorf's going to look back on in this game particularly is he had a 14-0 lead in between an interception and a penalty on what almost was a blocked punt. Has really let this game kind of.
Hemrick completes the pass there to number 3, and again, that's Nathan Briggs, and Briggs does a good job of making a guy miss and picking up a couple extra downs. I'd like to see the fight that's still in the Arrows here. They're certainly not giving up. They're still trying to make something happen here, down 17 with just over 3 minutes left. I think, you know, the Arrows have a good opportunity next week with homecoming coming off a tough loss. But they really played this Yankton Bucks team really well that first half. You know, but the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. You were up 14-0. You gave up 31 unanswered. You've been able to move the ball a little bit. You saw some nice passes from your young quarterback. Juven does his thing yet, and Hemrick drops back to pass, and this time he finds number 7, Mitch Olson, on a quick curl route. So we'll see see how Watertown can finish here, and then regroup, get themselves together for a tough Sioux Falls, Washington team next week in homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming presents enough of its own problems, the distractions that come along with that. So you hope you can have a good week of practice, keep guys locked in. Look at that nice catch.
Yeah, nice catch there
nice
by number 16. And look at him go. He picks up a few more yards. Nice concentration there by Coltrane as he focuses, brings the ball in, makes a couple guys miss, picks up a few yards.
You know, that first game that we had, they weren't able to score in the second half. So this is again, even if you don't win tonight, to take some good things away, let's see you get some points on the board here in the second half.
Go trips left this time. Hemrick is going to drop back. Again, throwing in the direction of Cohen Kranz. Ball's complete. It's going to be another Arrows first down.
Pass complete to number 10, Cohen Kranz. Number 22 knocking him out of bounds.
Like you said, Watertown continues to keep fighting, pressing forward, not giving up. It doesn't look like they've really made a lot of substitutions yet, which is just fine. But you still want to see him get some points here on the board if you can.
This time you're going to have 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Juven Hudson's going to be behind him. He's going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to go over the left guard in between the guard and tackle here. He's going to pick up a few. Juven's going to add to his total. That's going to be Juven's 29th carry? 28th? 29th. It's going to be his 29th carry of the day. That young man's going to get some ice tomorrow as Himrick drops back to pass. It's going to be tipped at the line. It's going to fall incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for your Watertown Arrows. So Juven Hudson on the night, 29 carries, 139 yards. He's got a long of 35. That came on his 10th carry of the game. 2 touchdowns for Mr. Hudson on the night, so another stellar performance by him. Just short of his season average, which is in around 160, if I remember right.
You know, it's tough because I think he had 93 yards in just about that first quarter.
Yeah.
You know, Yankton's defense has done a much better job from the second quarter on trying to contain him.
Himrick steps up in the middle of the pocket and drives back into the right, and we got a man down.
It's coming back, too.
Yeah, we got a flag down. We've also got a Watertown Arrow down.
Complete to number 3,
looks like that was number 16, Shea Cloture in the game. See what the flag is for the Arrows. Number 20, Cole Hansen runs out onto the field. He's a 5'9", 150-pound wide receiver, sophomore wide receiver. Guessing that young man is not slow.
Oh.
Do we see what the flag is on? Are you gonna walk the Arrows back here? I didn't even see what the flag was. Did you see what the flag was?
Must have been holding. I was getting a drink of my water.
Same. Pretty talented enough to where I can keep talking and drink water at the same time.
I was looking at these stats here too.
Stats are pretty impressive. So it's going to be holding penalties, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15, 31-14 Yankton as referees. I don't believe anybody was really set there for the refs. I don't think
that was a holding call, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a holding call.
Yeah, it shows 3rd, but I think it's 2nd. 15.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 15, but the refs kind of blew that one dead on us.
Well, I think they're missing it because they got a 3rd still. Maybe you and I are wrong.
Good ball there by Himrick on the right side, looking for, can't see that far. That number, is that Kranz?
For number 10, Cohen Kranz.
I think that was number 10, Cohen Kranz.
Yeah.
22 defending, Macon.
Himrick's got a good arm. He's got a lively arm. And, you know, a couple things to keep in mind with that young man. He's only a junior. You know, it's his 3rd start of the year. He did get some playing time last year, so I mean, he's got a few starts under his belt, but you know, a lot to look forward to with young Trayton Himrick.
You know, it is going to be 4th and long here.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 15. Himrick's going to have Juven in the backfield. He's going to throw short of the sticks to number 3. That's Briggs. Briggs is going to run up. I think
he got it.
Did he get it?
Yep.
Out of bounds inside the 15.
Chains are moving. That's
Knocking
good.
out of bounds.
Chains are moving. That's
Get in the end zone there.
Yeah, let's see if we can knock one in here.
Briggs really is the go-to guy. We haven't talked about it now really since a half, but Simon Hendricks didn't get in the game tonight, but hopefully next week, you know, he's close enough and he's ready to go.
Juven takes the ball on the left, cuts up, runs through a guy, and he's in for 6.
His 30th carry gives him his 3rd touchdown.
30th carry brings you 3 touchdowns. The Arrows close the gap to 31 to 20 as they keep the offense out on the field for a 2-point conversion. Really nice hole there on the left side. He makes one guy miss, runs through another guy, finds the end zone for the 3rd time. So let me ask you, is Juven Hudson on your fantasy football team?
I take him.
I'd take him, 1st pick overall. So let's see if they can close the gap here and make it a 31 to 22 score. Juven's going to be in the backfield here behind Himrick. Himrick's going to hand off to him, and he's going to be swallowed up by not 1, not 2, but 3 Yankton Bucks.
2-point conversion failed.
30 carries for 153 yards, 3 touchdowns on the night for Mr. Hudson. Not a bad performance. That young man is going to go home, get some ice, watch some film, and get himself ready for Sioux Falls, Washington.
I don't think he's going to get home and have ice. He's going to have it before he leaves the stadium at this rate.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great individual performance by Juven, made possible by the fantastic Watertown offensive line. Done a nice job tonight. Juven, of course, has done a nice job. We'll see Juven playing next year on Saturday somewhere. We'll be rooting for that young man from right here in Watertown.
Good fight, though, by the Arrows. It's what we expect. We didn't expect them to come in here now and just give up, hang their heads, feel sorry for themselves. Good answer. You know, on a long 4th and 15, they convert. Get a nice pass to Briggs.
To Briggs, yep.
Scampers for the 1st down. So
Well, and, on the other side of this too, it's going to give, it's 31 to 20. It's an 11-point game, still a 2-possession game. Now we're going to give the kicker and special teams an opportunity to run an onside and see if they can get the ball back. So coming out to kick for the Arrows on the onside, it looks like it's going to be number 39, Tom Foley.
We've said again, crazy things have happened.
Crazy things have happened.
Let's try and get this onside kick first.
Yeah, if the Arrows can get an onside kick and recover here, that's not an easy thing to do in football. So Yankton understands what's happening here, so they're going to move their special teams line up to the 50-yard line, 10 yards separating both teams. There's going to be what I believe to be a pretty good collision here in about 10 yards, and we'll see if the Arrows can come out of the scrum with the football. So here comes the kick. It needs to go 10 yards. Arrows understand that. They're waiting, and it doesn't quite make it 10 yards. So Yankton will take over, take a couple of knees. That'll be that. And the Arrows will finish 2-1, and they'll go into Sioux Falls, Washington. They'll go into homecoming next week against Sioux Falls, Washington, with their first loss of the season. So, minute 38 left, 31-20. Yankton's going to take a knee. I think I'm going to go down and see if I can find Coach Hodorf and see if Coach Hodorf will give us a couple minutes of his time. So I'll turn it over to you, Tyson. I'm gonna run down there and see if I can't get Hodorf and get a quick post-game interview. And you enjoy the heat up here, sir.
Enjoy that nice fresh air.
I will.
I'll try to finish it off for us. Just letting her get finished up here. Looks like the Yankton Bucks are going to take a knee 2 more times. Have a nice fun bus ride home. I don't know who they play next week, but the Yankton Bucks are going to be a tough out the rest of the year. They got a really talented team, a fast team, an electrifying quarterback that really does a good job spreading the ball around. Yankton will look back on this game as well with plenty of opportunities that they left out there. They've had a few drop passes, had a few penalties, but all in all, a really good response from the Yankton Bucks when they started off this game down 14-0. Could end up winning now 31-20. All in all, the Yankton Bucks, aside from a slow first quarter, really responded, answered well. Really a great team. Wish them nothing but the best the rest of the year. And we'll see if Watertown can match up with them again here in the future. But they played a great game tonight.
We'll see you all there. Ride safely and have a good night.
Players shaking it up, showing good sportsmanship here. It really was a good game, a clean game. There was, I think there wasn't those offsetting penalties, 15-yard penalties, but one play they nipped that in the behind right away. It really ended up being a good, clean game. Again, Simon Hendricks did not play. I can see him walking through the line now. He is walking good, so hopefully he'll be back for the Arrows next week. He is a big help to this defense and this football team, but just having him out there is a big difference. I'm going to turn it over here to Sam Mooney in the next 30 seconds, hopefully, but we will see here what we can get.
I'm Trent Herrick, and you're watching Air Football on Aero TV.
Well, if the interview does not happen, Oh, I think Sam's going to try and get on here. We'll go down live to Sam Mooney.
Okay, so we're down on the field here after a 31-14 Watertown Arrow defeat at the hands of Yankton Bucks. Lucas Kampshoff, impressive performance, quarterback for the Bucks. Threw for over 300 yards, had about 40 attempts, and the Arrows just couldn't keep up with them. The Arrows are going to regroup. They'll come back next week. It's homecoming next week. We'll have Sioux Falls, Washington come in. The Arrows will regroup. We'll see a tough Sioux Falls, Washington team, but I think Coach Hodorf and the Watertown Arrow football coaching staff is going to watch film, understand some of the mistakes they made, and they definitely won't make the same mistake twice. Join us next week when we come back for homecoming against Sioux Falls, Washington. Go Arrows, and thank you to Arrow TV and Watertown Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.